You're watching National Streaming Sports. Over 20 podcasts, 70 shows, and a 3.5-star rating on Roku TV.
Yeah, here we are at the stage. See, I wasn't live a couple of seconds ago on the National Streaming Sports Network on Roku. We are there. I'm looking at it. Maybe can I add? Can I add another one? Maybe I can add Twitch. Yeah, there you go. I can add Twitch. And save the changes. So maybe we can get Twitch on. Good. Twitch is here too. So how are you? Go to the contacts. What's the joke? The joke is okay. Did you see the graphic? The joke is that Gardner Minshew is now a Kansas City Chief. So, and this is, and you just told me this when I was in that group. I mean, the other night, well, it was a Tuesday night when I was on with Peggy, when all these things were coming out that we re-signed Coons. We had signed Butler the day before. And I'm like, great, we got Coons, we got Butler, and then they said Kayvon Chason is back. Okay, so who could pass the physical? Kayvon Chason? That, if that's true, that's, and remember, teams have different standards. Teams have different standards for physicals. They do. They have different standards for physicals. Used to be you can just walk off the street and then, play. But there are standards that are different. So, yeah, couldn't even pass Gardner. Okay. Now, Gardner Minshew. That's funny. Hey, Chachi's over there on Instagram. I'm seeing him. Cindy Switch Sultry. I like that. Cindy Switch Sultry. Come on over. Hey, folks, come over to YouTube. I mean, I can see you here on Instagram. How's it going? I'm going. Chachi. For those that don't know, I spent the majority of this morning into the afternoon at an ER. I spent about 4 hours last night at an emergency room as well. I left the emergency room last night after 4 hours when I noted that there was nobody moving in the line. You know how you know the line and you see people that were in front of you when you went someplace? They were still there. And it was at least 6 of them. And this is after 4 hours. So, and I get that healthcare is a push button issue. And I know that there are times where it's going to happen. Well, I did learn today that because of the way healthcare is, if you walk in, they can't tell you you're going to be here a while. They can't tell you that. I think it's not allowed. They can't tell you to go away. They can't do that. The day after a Bolts win, Papa John's pizzas are half price. Why didn't I know this? Bolts FSW or Bolts W. I got to see that. Yeah, thank you, Chachi. I'm okay. They were making sure that I didn't have a DVT clot because I've had problems with the legs, and I wanted to have a video of me rolling out my front door with my new ramp. The VA came and guys and put a new ramp at my front door. Fantastic. And I will say this, I'm a dick. Or I was really, really fucking mad. The only person that I can have as a photographer, a videographer, doesn't understand video, phone video. It was too much for them. And it pissed me off. It made me look like a fucking asshole in front of people in my neighborhood. But I'll Dacia join. Good to see you. I'm waving at you. We are over there on Instagram. And man, I used to have Instagram over here, but it really slowed the system down. So I noticed that when I did it from my phone and it wasn't the same shoot, it didn't slow shit down. But with the new ramp, I can take my scooter everywhere now. Now, granted, you guys have seen me rolling with my scooter in Vegas, but I didn't have a ramp before, so it was always literally a pain in the ass because I had to keep on the scooter and then get off the scooter and then walk the scooter down over the bump that's in front of my house front door. So now I got a ramp. And in theory, I guess if I turn the speed down, I can roll to the left and make a nice hard right turn. I can do that. I almost busted my ass. So I hit a lip on the one side, or I hit the lip on the other side. So I'm either gonna go down into, if I hit the lip on the left, I go into the grass, or if I hit the lip on the right, I fall onto the sidewalk. So I just need to learn how to watch that. Ken is in the house. Thank you there. Stoffel, the Badger, New England's new gardener. Oh, man. Matt Marinovich, thank you for being here. Gord's here as well. Gord, good to see you. Hot Neil, good to see you. New England got it right on defense, middle of the field. Yeah. And that's why I was asking, because I was asking critique. I said, I thought that we re-signed Caleb Chason. I was stoked with that, because the kid came on like I think of the song Wrecking Ball. He came on like a wrecking ball. He was a wrecking ball, though. He was awesome as a defensive end this year in about, 6 to 8 games, half the season. Coons wasn't there. And, even when the games that Crosby wasn't there. Pergorin Peterson, good to see you, brother. Wave at you. I can put you in the video here, but I can't pair. I mean, you'll be in this video, but I can't do 2 videos at once. I mean, I can, but it's a bitch. But thank you for asking to come in. But yeah, getting Spillane's away from the Raiders is going to hurt the Raiders. I guess we cannot afford $5 million every year. That's what he took with New England. Now, who critique was that Spillane's contract? Was that Spillane's contract? Wow, I'm sorry to say that Gore. Well, who was at $5 million a year? Hot Neil says we're in trouble with Brady. Well, I'm going to say this. I said it. I was talking with my new buddy that I met, who is a security guard over at the ER last night when I wasted 4 hours not being seen, and he saw that I had my Raider hat on here, and I had a Raider shirt on that said Captain Jack. He said, "Oh man, Raiders!" And he gave me the spiel, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm an old school Raider fan," and I got him. And he asked me. He said, "Honestly, oh, Chason from the Pats, okay." But did they say he didn't pass our physical? Stoffel said that's overpriced. I don't think so. I think that's about right. I think that's about right. $5 million a year. Maybe we could. Maybe we were. What's the word I'm looking? Maybe we were trying to be more frugal. I don't know about 7 critique, but I would have given them the 5. I would have given them the 5, but apparently we weren't even giving them that. And it'll only come back to haunt us. God, it's gotta be that there's not enough light, and I'm sitting here in a comfortable chair and I'm doing the show, the fucking yawns come right out. It's got to be subliminal. It's not you, it's me. But yeah, I'm pissed that we didn't sign Caleb Chason. I'm pissed. Kenneth Clark, my buddy from Palatka, I'm doing good. Let's see who. Yeah, Ken Clark. Ken Clark's in here pretty much every show now. And Ken Clark is a Jags fan. I told people, I said, hey, there's not just Raider fans here, because you know that EMAC will probably be in here later. EMAC's a Seahawks fan. He said that he wasn't going to be a troll. I said, nah, man, it's not to be a troll. That's not what I'm talking about. It's to bring intelligent conversation. It's to bring intelligent conversation to a subject. Don't just push buttons. And I showed Jeff the conversation that EMAC had with me, saying that Kenny Stabler didn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And yeah, Gord agrees with me. Major disappointment. And going back to it, yeah, he pissed me off the other night too. And I showed Jeff the conversation. It's like, Kenny Stabler shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, really? I said, Brett Favre's in the Hall of Fame, and he threw a shit ton of interceptions. That's what he was talking about with Stabler. And I said, and why is Bob Greasy in the Hall of Fame? Sirs, I ask you, why is Bob Greasy in the Hall of Fame? And if you say it's because he led the Dolphins to an undefeated season, no, he didn't. He partially led them to an undefeated season, with Earl Morrall coming in the last part of the season and winning the games because Greasy was injured. So he wasn't the only reason why they were undefeated in 72. They wouldn't have been that without Earl Morrall. And by the way, as y'all should know by now, had the Immaculate Deception been called correctly, where it was no touchdown. Sorry, subliminal. I'm watching hockey. No touchdown for the Stillers. The Raiders, I know would have beat Miami. I know they would have beat Miami. I think that they've done they did one of those computer what if games before, and it shows the Raiders would have beat Miami. Oh, it was Frenchy Fuqua, Ed. It was Frenchy Fuqua, but I know what you were getting at. Matt, Joe Namath, Joe got in. Joe is like the Dan Marino. He threw for everything, and he was the prototypical quarterback of that era. And Joe got in because said, I guarantee you we're going to win. I guarantee we're going to win. That's one of the reasons why. Let's see if anybody else is. I don't think anybody else is. Over on Instagram. Come on over to YouTube. You know, Pear's over there. Pear, come on over to YouTube. Stowaway saw was 33 million unless the website saw reported wrong. The only reason the Hall of Fame because of its pantyhose commercials. Yeah, but no, I think that the reason why he's in the Hall of Fame was because during that time, when the AFL and the NFL were at those crossroads of, the NFL AFL wars, if it wasn't for Joe Namath and the Raiders, he's the one that made people watch the AFL. I mean, honestly, he's one of the reasons why that the AFL, got in with the NFL, and that was a fantastic, mashup. So the Flyers almost had a goal. But yeah, I mean, Bob Greasy in the Hall of Fame? No, can't see it. Joe Namath, I can see. Why again? Why is Jim Plunkett not in the Hall of Fame? And we're going to get to, when Eli Manning eventually goes in the Hall of Fame. When Eli Manning eventually goes in the Hall of Fame, because right now there are two quarterbacks that are multiple Super Bowl winners that are not in the Hall of Fame. Eli Manning and Jim Plunkett. Now, the other thing is that there are head coaches with multiple Super Bowl wins. Tom Coughlin's one, and he will eventually go in the Hall of Fame, I think. There's Pear. I'm here now for you to go and start driving an hour. Hey, Pear, be sure to be safe, man. I love when Pear pops in. Remember, Pear is in Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Norway. Nice pushing and shoving in front of the Lightning goal. I love my Flyers. Even if they're not the Broad Street bullies of old, they're always, Sanheim's in the middle of it too. Sanheim's like the this version of, oh man, a fucking trip by Chernak. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. I'd definitely be pissed. So yeah, Chernak definitely, Sanheim getting up in his face eventually. I would be pissed at that. Same snow on the road, Swede. Yeah, you got it. And Pear, I say to you, I swear, if I'm alive and the Raiders go to Germany, I'm going to go hang out with you over there for a little while. Pear and I are going to be about yay deep inside some Scandinavian beaver traps. I'll just say that. Sacktown Mike's here. Good to see you. I'm up at the Bo Jackson. Never went to the Hall of Fame. Hot Neil, he didn't have all of the stats. He didn't have the stat, and it's unfortunate. If he wouldn't have gotten injured, he definitely would have been there. You need to meet me there to watch a game. Literally 102 is very cool. Oh, that is the what is that? Twin Peaks? Yeah, they're getting a Twin Peaks here in my area. And I was going to a place called like Rock and Brews, which was made by Kiss's Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. Kind of like another version of Hard Rock Cafe, but they had good food. But I found that the one that I went to, that I was going to on my birthday, is not going to be around past the 23rd. Was that next week? So I'm going to make a trip up there on Saturday, talk to the manager who said that she was going to give me a free birthday meal, and say, hey, does that still apply? I'm coming in early because you guys ain't going in past the 23rd. So maybe I can get a free meal out of it. And yeah, Matt says Raiders would like to go to Mexico before Germany. Yeah, but I want to hang out with Pear. We are, like I said, we are going to be yay deep in Scandinavian beaver traps. And yeah, Pino is a fantastic thing. Thank you, Steph, for and yeah, and again, for those that don't know, and I figured this out because of my recent medical issues, going to the ER, and the fact that I've been, even when I was doing my not preseason, spring training games, and I'm walking, and my legs are killing me. So Ed and I have decided that I will not be there next week. I am pushing my California trips back probably until May. I'll look to see who's coming to Dodger Stadium in May. I'll make it that I will be there for that. And yeah, still, of course, we were the decade team of the 70s. I agree with that. I agree with that. Hot Nails in here. Jimmy Farrell, ready for NCAA men's basketball? Yes, I am. Twin Peaks definitely probably has the eyeball liberty that one would love to see. I know and if I get up there, even if it's not during the season, if I get up there, Jack and Ed and Sacktown, and maybe get Kojo over there, we'll have a big event. We'll meet up at Twin Peaks. American Airlines has a plane on fire in Denver, a big explosion. Wow. There's a news update. Thank you there, Ed. That's why I said we have history and news and things here. We try not to talk about politics or religion. Jimmy Farrell says, who am I rooting for? I'll make it real obvious, Jimmy Farrell. I'm rooting for my Gators. I think they are. Are they not ranked in the top 5, or they're definitely top 10 the last time I checked? They used to be 3. And I saw that they were 3 the last time I checked. So, but of course I'm rooting for my Gators, man. Of course I'm rooting for the Gators. So that's an easy thing. But I love March. And I also heard from Sonia Pink Fanfur. She's going to be down here in Tampa the first part of April because get it. One-on-one, and they didn't get the goal. She's going to be down here in Tampa for the finals of the ladies' Final Four here in Tampa. And we're hoping that her South Carolina women's team will be there in the Final Four. And she's also a fan of, obviously, of Bama, from her football. So she likes Alabama women's basketball, but obviously her team is the South Carolina team, with multiple national championships. Yeah, Mike, I would love to see it. Can you it's been 6 years I've been a fan. Hot Neil is definitely a long time watcher. And I thank you for that, Hot Neil. Hot Neil used to watch when I was on with the commish, Ben, out of his garage, doing Raider shows with the commish. So Hot Neil's been watching me since then. So yeah, it's been a while. Thank you there, bud. And salute to you. Who's in the women's Final Four? Jimmy Farrell. Hopefully it's going to be South Carolina. My fellow would know who I'm rooting for. I just refereed and coached through basketball team. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know anybody other than my Gators. Yeah, and Hot Neil is a guy, Jack. Hot Neil is a guy. Hot Neil was wondering how many times he almost died in the last 3 years. A lot. Hot Neil's had some tremendous tremendous medical issues. So I can't wait to get up to Sacramento. I can't wait to get up to Cali to see, Ed. Ed, I haven't gotten the dates yet, but I'm going to push those dates. But I'm going to be there. We'll have a ball. Because it's Papa Fox 2025, baby. Papa and the Fox 2025. Papa Fox 2025. But again, so I'm still watching. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in the Flyers Lightning game. Fox reporter straight up asked, I can't see what it was. Straight up asked something. I'll have to get it back. But I can't wait to get out there. Gonna have a ball. Ed's gonna hopefully do some wheeling and dealing, get us into a Dodgers game. I need to find, and maybe I'll have some time to do this. I need to find a Sandy Koufax, large. I mean large for me, like XXX that actually fits. Hopefully, I can do that. Anyway, we'll work on that. Yeah, thank you there, Stoffel. I drank, not alcohol. I drank. But yeah, the sciatica and the neuropathy, I need to do something. Captain was a German hockey player, played with the Flyers in 1986. And a German hockey player in 86 with the Flyers? I think so. The Dodger store at the stadium has sizes up to 5X. Ed, are you going to be, or can we get somebody to get that? I want a Koufax, and you know what I want? I want a gray Los Angeles, not Dodgers. I want a gray Los Angeles Koufax jersey in a true 3X. A true 3X. Daniel Ray, good to see you over there on Instagram. Thank you, brother. I thought I was losing my Instagram audience. Come over to YouTube if you can. Captain, did you ever drink the stuff Richie sent you? No. I still have it in the bar though. Yeah, I want to save it for it's the great it's Canadian whiskey. It's like maple syrup whiskey. I know it's the I just like the great jerseys better. Also, here's the other thing. They're easier to keep clean. When you start wearing your white jerseys, they are a bitch to keep clean. A bitch to keep clean. That's why I almost always wear, even like my Rays jerseys, I like the blue and the away gray. My Phillies jerseys, I usually wear the old school like blue, like the powder baby blue, and because they're easier to keep clean. And I just think the gray looks better. Thoughts on the days of free agency, Jimmy Farrell? I'm kind of pissed that we didn't sign Caleb Chasson. I'm saying that, I was not happy with losing Spillane, but we got a decent linebacker. Divine Diablo, I can give a rat's ass about losing. I know that sounds horrible. I can give a rat's ass about losing Divine Diablo. And we lost Merrick, but we signed Chin. Okay. We signed Coons after re-signing, or I should say we re-signed Coons. We re-signed Butler. Those are important things. Trying to the shirt in Amazon. Yeah, I actually have. I'll be honest. I have a Koufax jersey that I bought, but it's a Chinese XXX, which means it's about an extra large. Can't wear it. What do you call a dinosaur that's a lesbian? A Lickalotopus. Hey! Mundungus Creevy. I know about a Lickalotopus. Lesbian dinosaur. That's good. But yeah, and if we can go to the Dodger store, and make sure it's a legitimate, not those Chinese knockoff ones, and it's a legitimate 3X, I'll get it. Hell, I will get a. I definitely want a Koufax. Maybe a Drysdale. I always wanted a Vin Scully, maybe a Vin Scully with a microphone instead of a number. Oh, Jimmy Farrell, you found the Lester Hayes. Good. eBay, $35. That's great. And while we got Mundungus in here, Mundungus, are you with the kids babysitting again? Pop in if you can. I've spoken enough. Let's get people in here. What are your thoughts? Like I said, I'm and I know that ChieREF was here earlier. I'm sorry. Hopefully ChieREF's still here. But yeah, I gotta have a Koufax. Maybe even a Newcomb or a Campanella. I'm going old school. Koufax for sure. I got Jackies. I got two Jackies. I got a white Jackie and then a blue Jackie. Or I'm sorry, take it back. I got a Brooklyn blue Jackie, and then I got a black alternate Jackie that I bought last year at Dodger Stadium. And okay, I would get a Willie Mays. I can see myself doing that because in hockey I have a Gordie Howe and a Bobby Hull. With not Flyer jerseys, but for jerseys that I want, I got a Gordie Howe and a Bobby Hull. Love them, old school, great. And I also have like I either have a Brooks Robinson or a Jim Palmer Orioles jersey. So I don't mind getting players that are worthwhile. Is it? I got Hotney on the back. Wait a second. I'm always with the kids. They won't go away. I got you. Tampa then getting the Dodgers store next year. I don't know. Keep telling the wife to push them back in, but they won't fit. It's 8 Mundungus. If you can, still you can come in the show. Stoffel says, is OG Daniel still around? Yes. And Jack Kenna did say, 1 second, honey, I'll get us in. Jack Kenna said that, there you go. I was just going to say that, but there's the response. Eye surgery about a month ago. Successful, and he has one more to go. We're going to say hi to my boy, Hot Neil.
Capitan.
How you doing, Hot Neil? Good to see you, brother. What's up? I'm good, man.
Not much. No. And the note that I put, hopefully they're saying next year they're going to open a Dodgers store in downtown Tampa.
Okay, I got to ask, why? Why?
I don't know. We got fans of Dodgers, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
Just
I
like
get it. But they have. I mean, I can you if you can find the story and show me where that story is from, that's fine. But if you're gonna
the
or if
only
you're gonna have
I heard it. I heard it from
okay,
one of the construction guys that they build malls. I heard it from one of his guys. I don't know if it's true or not.
okay.
Don't take my word for it, Captain. It's
Well,
not.
but see that I would say, Hot Neil, it's probably bullshit, and I'll tell you why. First off, the
We got
reason why
the
I think
Merlins.
the thing is why I think it's bullshit is if there's going to be any other baseball team that has a store in Tampa, it's going to be the Yankees because of Yankees having spring training here, Yankees having that long history here. So I would think if you're going to have a store that's not a Devil Rays store, actually, I smacked myself, not the Devil Rays anymore. That'd be like a Rays store. I would think it would be a Yankee store.
Yeah,
And
just like saying right now, like saying the Marlins go open a store somewhere else.
right, because you're down in Miami. You know that you're going to find a Marlins store, but it's going to be because they own the market down there.
And Captain, just like the Raiders, they're based in Las Vegas right now, but before it was hard to find Raiders stuff here in Florida too. Because I
Yeah.
normally order my stuff online, and it's hard to find Raiders. Not
Well,
like
you
you.
can always
You have a Raiders image by in Tampa, right?
no. The only Raider images are only in Nevada, and there might be one or two more in California, maybe. Actually, Kenna will know because he's in Sacramento. There might be an image in LA. There might be an image up in Northern Cal. Raider
There's one
Rosie
also in Fresno. No, there's one in Fresno.
and Felicia, did you see? Yeah, but they're few and far between. If you guys know, guys and girls know, if there are still Raider images in California, I'm talking Instagram right now. I'm talking to you over there. There are no more in Roseville. Yeah, Roseville used to have one, but I think they got rid of them. But they got rid of them. Yeah, they used. Yeah, they got rid of them. Is what I'm saying.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
But let me tell you, I'm doing my health issue has better. My sugar level is at 5.1. Everything is good except the only thing is I'm still injured from the slip and fall that I had.
Yeah, well, just take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself, Hot Neil.
I'm trying to, but you know how I am. I'm trying to be all the time, but
I know. And before he goes, one thing there, Hot Neil. I apologize. Here's the thing. I will be on the show with Jeff New England on Saturday. Old school Raider show with Jeff LaFontaine on Saturday. Okay. I believe 9 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be on their channel, but I'm going to push it and hopefully it'll come over here on YouTube. So check it out. It's definitely the New England Raider Boosters channel on YouTube, but if I can, I'll push it on my channel as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, 9 o'clock p.m. 9 o'clock p.m. I ain't waking up at 9 o'clock in the fucking morning. There you go. Okay, real quick.
I want to sleep in the morning.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Forget it. Yeah, I definitely want to wake up. Hey, take care of you. I'm glad that your sugar's down. Take care of you, brother. And again, thank you. Like I said, Hot Neil's been watching me for at least 6 years.
That's a fact.
Das Vidania. Take care, my brother. Be well. There you go. Hot Neil. Good guy. And as long as he's doing okay. Flyers have their first shootout was not good, so they're down and 1x. And oh yeah, I don't know who the Flyers goalie is, but he stopped Gensel, so it's 0-0 on the first round of the shootout. Yeah, Ken, I can't wait for Saturday night. Can't wait for Saturday night. And again, I can't wait when I get up to Sacramento. What, like Twin Peaks, Captain and Boobies, be fucking great. Mishkov, the excellent Russian young star, he just scored for the Flyers over Johansson. So the Flyers take a 1-0 goal in the shootout. Furpo's in here saying Raiders. Good to see that. With OG Daniel and Raider Joe hung out with the Hey, I did a show with Raider Joe in Richmond, Stoffel. And the Lightning just tied it back up with Braden Point. So now they're tied up 1-1. Nice shot by Braden Point. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It was right between the left kick leg and the glove on the glove side. Round 3, tied 1-1. Who is it? Whoever it was, I'm trying to get a number. Brink? Yeah, Brink did not score. His puck handling sucked. So he did not get in. So now we have Victor Hedman, my favorite Lightning player. And he didn't score. Clayton, you realize the no passing zone was the Raiders original. The no passing zone. I got the poster, the Nike poster. Oh man, great save by Johansson on Couturier. So it's still 1-1. Matt Hughes, bark at him. Hey, Clayton, I will grade your Broncos. Let me know who you got. I haven't been paying attention. Round 4, 38. I don't know who that is. Ayrson with the save. Shootout round 4 or round 5 upcoming. Nice save by Ayrson. No, we have not talked about Mostert. Who is it? Oh, this is Owen Tippett. This is round 5. Tippett gets a goal. So they're up now 2-1. I don't know who's shooting for the Lightning. I'm surprised that Hedman didn't score. Okay. Looks to be, I don't know who this kid is. Wow. He's fast. There you go. No goal. Flyers win 4-3 in overtime. 2-1. I don't know who 22 was, but Ayrson with that big leg kick out did not let the kid in. Matt Hughes, we think about all the signings so far. I was going to say, well, at least now we know what to move to next. Yeah, go ahead and talk about Mostert. I'm actually okay at, I think they said $2 million for Mostert. It's not bad. $2 million for Mostert, a very productive, when healthy, running back. Let me see what else is on now that the Flyers game is over. I will be at next Monday's Flyers Lightning game here in Tampa. Let's see if there's any going. Golden Knights, no. Rangers are at the Wow. That's on right now. Okay. I'll put that on so that they're still there. Great price. There you go. Great price. $2 million, 1-year deal on a back that is productive, but as long as you don't overuse him. Remember, he had a fantastic season with the Niners a couple years ago. Oh, I know Black Thanos is going to rake us over the coal. He says, "Why the fuck are you signing Mostert when he?" I'm going to get. This is what I'm not going to. I am going to put words in his mouth. And then he can tell me I'm wrong. Mostert, you're paying $2 million for an old back who's oft injured and doesn't produce. Is what he's going to say. Okay, so in order to prove that, I'm going to bring in Black Thanos. Black Thanos, give me a mic check, brother. Good to see you. Mic check.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check.
Yes. Mike's
Okay.
in the house. What's up?
Thanks, Cap. I'll be venturing out in the night doing what the taxpayers of New York City entrust me to do momentarily. However, I wanted to chime in for a few. Actually, that wasn't really my verbiage in regards to Raheem Mustard, whatever the name is. But
Mostert, I believe is correct. But if I
the
get
Raiders,
that wrong,
no, but I'm not mad at you, Cap. But basically, I was underwhelmed, not excited about it. I think it was money that could have been well spent elsewhere, like Chason being retained. As I said before, free agency is also about the players you keep, the core. And the first thing Spytek said in his introductory press conference, we want to keep the core guys here. Thus far, all we have is Max, who it was nice to extend it, but we had no obligation to extend Max, who's coming off back-to-back surgeries the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that this is a stark contradiction, whereas the defensive has lost 3 starters and now a former first-round pick in Chason, who, as you rightly recalled, showed great promise and effort with that decimated D-line, with Max being out, with Kuntz being out, and falling in line with Patrick Graham's system, and with a lot of upside and still young and relatively affordable for a Patriots team. See, this is why some teams or franchises remain competitive and others just seem to squander and step on their own foot over and over again. And it would not surprise me if at worst the Patriots have the same record as us this year. Remember, I said that despite them drafting where they're drafting next month, I would not be surprised if they end up with the same record as us, if not better by some crazy chance.
Okay, I was going to ask that because I laid into you on that IG, and I thought it was funny, and I mean it with the good heartfelt
yes,
spirit.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like fucking we haven't played a fucking snap yet, and there's my boy BTTS Black or whatever the thing is that when you do your thing. I put it in initials. I said he already has us picking a lottery pick between picks 3 and 5. We haven't even snapped the ball yet, and we're picking 3 and 5. I get it, and it's funny, but it's one of those things where remember last year when we had all of that. And good to see you, Raider Mike. Pause on IG. Come on over to YouTube. We had all of that enthusiasm. We said, well, hey, AP has got the team in together, and I think that we'll be good to go. We were wrong. Way fucking wrong. True. Way wrong.
Yeah. But we also got hit by a tsunami of things. Before the
True.
season even started, Kuntz went down. And then
Right.
injury after injury. And then Devontae checking out. Nobody knew what Mike Mayers was for 12 weeks. So it was a medley of stuff. And Telesco didn't do us any favors. That's why he's out of here as well after just 1 year. So all of this nickel and diming and this Delancey Street mentality from the front office ultimately is going to kill us. In 2025, when a damn carton of eggs damn near costs $20-something, at least here in New York City, that you can't pay a fair, reasonable amount of money for players that produce, not on potential, but production, i.e., Spillane, your leading tackler for the last 2 years, and a culture setter, a standard bearer, a locker room guy, a leader. Look, it's not often that we pick up ex-Steelers who do well for us. He was the exception. Remember Martavius Bryant? Remember Lamar Woodley? Hell, AB didn't even make it to game one.
Yeah,
so
he never played a snap.
Right. So when you finally get that right, and Mike Vrabel, a middle linebacker himself, seeing that, scoop that guy up day one of free agency. And now Patrick Graham needs another quarterback of the defense that he can entrust with a decimated defense like we had last year. And one thing Mark Davis said a month ago, as he was speaking on AP, the team and the defense in particular continued to play hard. And that's because of the presence of men like Spillane. You just don't bring in a new body like this kid from the Steelers. His statistics look. That means nothing. Numbers lie all the time. Tell those investment crooks down there on Wall Street how you can, do things with numbers. A temperament and a culture matters. But if everyone is out the door within 1 or 2 years, you never get nothing established. It's bad enough.
I got it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. There's a little bit of a lag, and I try to hit you where I don't run over into you. But I got two things. I didn't catch the Delancey Street reference. That's got to be something New York. But what does that mean?
Delancey Street is a historic area in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, right over the Williamsburg Bridge, where people will go down to those shops for a variety of goods and leather and things like that. And it's a place where you can basically haggle for prices. It's been that area has been known like that for years for the shop owners and the business owners. It's not too far from world famous Cat's Deli. So when people go down to Delancey Street, they already prepared to haggle with some of the shop owners or get the best price possible for certain goods down there. So yeah, that's a New York reference. But that's what.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I said I got to ask him about that, and I inferred that by where the conversation was going. I said this is where you go to get bargain basement shit. It's about what I heard from that, right?
Right. So there you go. By the way, perfectly said.
We got to go when I get to New York, ChieREF. You got to take me to Katz's because I've never been and I want to go. So,
you'll have a glorious time. Yeah, the Raiders come here next year, but if you're in New York on other business, yeah, we can arrange it.
Well, here's I think I kind of said it today on a Facebook post. I am looking to possibly do Captain Jack's Road Trip Part 2 this year. And this one's going to be Eastern Seaboard and Midwest. I'm thinking about going up to the draft, but I drive up to the draft and see people. So I'm thinking I stop by Atlanta and see like Vic and a couple people in Atlanta. I go and stop in the Carolinas. Maybe I can see OG, and maybe I can see Jay and see that, and maybe see some people in North Carolina. There's Godley's in North
Right.
Carolina, and do that. But if I go to New York, I'd love to see. Now, granted, I have to figure out where the fuck I'd put that big ass Ram 2500 to where it would be safe. That's the only thing I'm definitely afraid of. But if I roll through, maybe if I roll through at least and just or park on the outskirts and take the train in and then hope that nobody fucks up my truck. I'll do that. But I want to do an Eastern Seaboard. And Jeff LaFontaine is in there. I said, hey, maybe I'll stop up and go to Connecticut up there, and we'll catch a Sox game, and or go into New York and get the Yankees, because I want to go to a Yankees game as well. This way, I can take a particularly pleasant picture of me at Yankee Stadium with giving a fuck you signal to a certain person that is a big Yankees fan that who it is.
Okay,
and,
right.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing for a nice little fuck you pose. But I would do that, but I got to figure out the logistics. But anyway, I know, getting back to point, Habib was Liza want to talk. I want to talk Raiders. Yeah, Habibi, come over to YouTube, Habibi. The point is, though, is that I wanted Spillane, and now Spillane is the only guy that I'm really hurt that we lost. Honestly, I hate saying it. Merrick, disappointment, but I like the fact that we signed Chin, and we signed him for half the cost. And Chin has the measurables where he actually was doing what we wanted Diablo to do, a box safety that played like a linebacker. So we lose Merrick, but we bring in Chin, and we re-sign Polamalu, where I think that we'll take over that spot, and we'll have two good safeties in that thing. But losing Merrick was a disappointment, but we get Chin. Losing Spillane was the big disappointment. And yeah, we signed the kid from the Steelers. Okay, that's a drop until we see how he plays. Getting Johnson's good. I think the kid's name is Stokes, who's the first rounder that the Packers drafted that hasn't lived up to potential. Okay,
Absolutely
we'll see
not.
about that.
With a pass coverage grade of 46.5 and zero interceptions in 3 years, 0 sacks in 3 years.
But that's on coaching, though. When you got a person. Well, wait. Let me finish though, and I'll let you go back, because you said it. You said his statistics, okay? But if you got a guy that just doesn't get it in a certain system, and they move to another system, they have breakout things. Caleb Von Chason is a perfect example, because he was a first rounder that couldn't get fucking arrested in Jacksonville. Comes over and plays his ass off, and I did want him. And I was on the show the other night saying, hey, I am so happy that we re-signed Caleb Von Chason. And then I found out that the Patriots, I want to find out what the fuck happened. I want to find out what the fuck happened, because I thought we had him, and then they said he didn't pass his physical. Was that the reason? Or he didn't sign officially, and the Patriots gave him more money. He said, I haven't signed anything. And he pulled a Josh McDaniel. I know I was going to throw that in there.
I didn't hear that, but I'm like you. I'm disappointed he's out the building. No offense, but hell, they could have let go of Tyree Wilson, as far as I'm concerned, and kept this kid, because he's living more up to his initial value than Tyree is, who we took at 7. Which and that was 3 years now. We really haven't gotten nothing out of that investment. Even at the max did his best to take that kid under his wing, and we didn't see it. Even in the absence of Kuntz and Max and Wilkinson, outside of maybe 2 or 3 plays, that's about it. You don't draft a kid at 7 to give you 2 or 3 plays. Oh, nice job. You could have cut your ties with him and say, well, good luck. We took a swing at the plate and we missed. and let the momentum and what Chasson showed us last year continue, because most of this D-line is coming off of serious injuries, and it's not automatic all of those guys are going to just be on their A game immediately. That's just the science of biology and the history of sports, no matter what sport it is. Great baseball player, great basketball player. When you have those type of injuries, going into the next season, there's always some sort of drop-off or a readjustment period.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, that even the lovers of Derek Dallas Carr, after that injury, the way 2017 went and what was expected of us, we saw a immediate difference, whether it was mentally or physically with him. He's just one of many, many examples. So you know, you get what you pay for in this game. And if you want to continue to penny pinch when you have the money, this ain't Reggie McKenzie 10 years ago trying to make a miracle out of a molehill. And Robin Paul to pay Peter, you have the second most cap money in the league. You have the highest grossing stadium in the league, and you fucking bitching and moaning about $5 million. That's disgusting. Or a guy who played with a broken hand 2 years ago, Spillane the entire season, and didn't whine about it, and still led your team in tackles. After Spot Tech give us this used car salesman speech, I want to keep our core guys together. And you made Max happy, fine. Just like we made Derek Dallas Carr happy a few years ago. And ultimately, the franchise around him, the team around him, crumbled because you disproportionately given an amount of money to someone you didn't have to at that point in time. And it's going to bite us in the ass. And lastly, I get the feeling that we may take Genty, though I don't prefer to take a running back that high. I just have a funny feeling, and it's weird because 2 years ago, people would crucify any football fan talking about taking a running back in the first round. But thanks to Saquon, thanks to Jacobs, thanks to Derrick Henry, the running backs is back.
No, I got you. And by the way, Angelo, I see you backstage, brother. I see you backstage. But I'm trying to get a good segue in between myself and ChieREF. And it's kind of, you know, I don't like to cut people off. At least I don't try to. So I always try to get a good segue in. And it's hard for you and Angelo because you guys are rapid fire. And I wish you would have a breather in between there sometimes so I can make a point. I'm not mad. I'm just saying I like it to try to get you on an in-breath so I can say it.
It's a New York thing, Cap. You know that. You've been up here.
Yeah. I got you.
Everything's fast-paced here.
I got you. And Angelo's Filipino, so, you know, they want to get all their shit out like that, you know. So, but hey, ChieREF, I will say this. And by the way, Habib, who went over to YouTube, hit the link. Habib, he said, "You want to talk Raiders? Hit the link." I got the link there. Hit the link. Okay. Yeah, he's on point. I get it. ChieREF is on point, and I get it. And when I disagree with ChieREF, we go through it. When I disagree with Peggy, we go through it. But I let people talk, and I don't like to cut people off. I had to cut Emac off the other night because it was just too much troll shit. But there you go. I want to say, as I told you in the thing, we haven't taken a snap yet. So We'll see. Just like I was telling Peggy the other night, I said, Peggy, you can't bitch about shit that you don't control. Okay? You can't control this, and you gotta try. And I'm not saying you gotta be a fucking lunatic that thinks that the sun will come out tomorrow like fucking Annie on Broadway, and everything's gonna be bright and rosy, and it's like a fucking Broadway play, and everything's gonna be great. We don't know though. But we got to go through the process of find out whether your boy, and I say that funny because I got in trouble I told fucking Alan Sensman, don't fucking call me anybody's boy. Don't. I hate that. That's not anybody's boy. But it's Spy Tech fucked up. Okay. Then this is his first year of fucking up. You know, you threw Tom Fiasco. It's there, Habib. It's in there. I'll put it up again. Okay. Here's the link, Habib. It's right. It's in the comments section. Go get it, StreamYard. But we don't know, as Stoffel said, that we don't know if there was issues in the locker room. We don't know. Because if they sign Max, and Max has been good with all of these players, I know Merrick wanted money. I think that was an obvious thing. He's young, he wanted money. If there was an issue between Max and Spillane that we didn't know about, that we can't judge that. And Divine Diablo, I said, okay, fine, go ahead and make some money. Hobbs, I honestly, okay, you were good, but I'm not tearful. The only person I'm tearful of losing was Spillane and Caleb Chason, if what we were saying was that he was signed and then he wasn't signed. That hurt. But Spillane is the only guy that we've lost that I really am hurt over, honestly.
Yeah. And the Chason thing reminds me, about 5 years ago? Remember the Dolphin lineman that we supposedly signed, and then out of nowhere, he didn't pass the O lineman. He failed the physical, and he was out the building before we knew it. I can't remember the name, but
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I remember.
Yeah, I'm willing to guess, and of course, I don't have no direct line to Max. But if I could sit down with him in a cigar lounge, man to man, and ask him off the record about Spillane, he's disappointed that he's not there. They're wired the same way, and when they were on the field together, especially in 2023, in the second half of that season, when our defense was literally top 7 for the first time in a long time. We saw what, them two and the rest of the unit was capable of. Now you rip the heart of the defense out of here, the quarterback, the leading tackler, the leading interception leader just last year, when you didn't necessarily have to. When you literally had the money. I'm just judging Spy Tech by what he told us. We want to keep the core guys here. You extended Max, that's nice. But we didn't have no obligation to extend him. We could have told him, shut up, play out your contract like we told Khalil Mack. But everyone kept quiet and applauded. And after 2 surgeries back to back, and Mac was healthy, and if Mac starts to look different, yes.
I gotta say, he said it. He can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Spike. He signed. He showed Max the money, and I'm thinking that one of the reasons why he said that is because people are saying this is the cornerstone, and we're showing what our cornerstone can do. We want to bring the band back together. I think that's what it was, and there's something in there where Spillane. There's something that's not quite kosher. NQR, not quite right. Okay. I don't know what it is, but I'm guessing here because they showed Max the money, but they lose Merrick. I thought they were going to lose Merrick anyway. Hobbs, I said, yeah, maybe he can go. I think that they really wanted to have Spillane in there. I think that he was the big guy other than Max that they wanted to have because they re-signed Butler. And they like I said, Butler was important because Butler plays well with Wilkins historically. They're like kindred, frickin' frats together. And I think that'll work. Okay. So I think it'll work for you. But they have the intention of doing it. And again, when they re-signed Chason, but then they didn't sign him, that was also bringing a player back that they needed. So we'll see. ChieREF, I'm going to bring in Angelo real quick. And Habib, I see you back there. So don't go anywhere, Habib. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to bring you in after we hear from Angelo. Angelo, I got a new guy in here, so unless he's a troll, I'll try to keep it down.
You can bring it in right now, Pap. It's fine.
Well, I'm just saying, I want to say you and I want to see you and
me and ChieREF go at
say
it?
hi.
All right. So you want me to
Yeah,
tell
you
ChieREF
and you
why
and
he's
by
wrong
and
about
by.
everything?
Well, quickly if you want to, go ahead.
No. Well, ChieREF, before you
Go ahead.
so,
Go ahead.
Yeah. So ChieREF, before you go, I don't think there's anything to be upset about. I'll tell you when I will be upset. I will be upset if all this money that we're saving is not for an O-line, because that is our biggest need. And I think the reason why Spillane, Hobbs, Morig, they all went is if you look at the price tag of all of them, and then you saw who we replaced them with, and look at the price tag of all of them, I'm just saying, I understand the whole point about you want to keep the band together, but at what cost, right? Because at what cost do you want to keep the band together? We have to decide. And I think right now what Pete Carroll and that team is deciding is we're not gonna be on a rebuild mode. We're gonna go for it mode. So I'm waiting for the drop. I'm waiting for the drop where they go, Mekhi Becton and Tevin Jenkins are now Raiders, right? I'm waiting for that. Because only then will we truly know if they're going to get a running back in the first round. Because I still don't know what they're doing for that first pick, number 6. We won't know until we know where the money goes. And then here's the other thing too, ChieREF. Geno Smith has to do his re-signing before Sunday, from what I understand. Because if he doesn't do whatever magical extension he does by Sunday, then the money will work against us. So I think they're trying to work that deal out right now. So they're not maybe sure exactly. Maybe letting Spillane go and Hobbs go and Morig go are all money moves so that we have that money to make sure we have a whatever the deal is for Geno Smith to not hurt us. In the meantime, though, like I said, I'll only be upset if if before this free agency is over, we don't pick up one or two of these offensive line that's totally available. Because I was looking at the list, Cap, the NFL put it out, and you guys may know some of these names and you may not, but Becton is on the top of that list, and then Jenkins is there. Let me see. I'm trying to look for it, but there's a whole slew of them, Cap, that are all. And in fact, I saw Garrett Bradbury is going to get released by the Vikings, and as a backup center or as a part guard center, I'd love to have him in the room with JPJ. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other things we need. I can't really say, ChieREF, that we needed Spillane. We wanted Spillane, but did we need Spillane? Because if you look at Roberts and what he can do, Roberts could do the same things that Spillane can do, in my opinion.
We think that he hasn't proven that as a Raider. And that he has Dick LeBeau over there. The Steelers operate a little differently. So how long have we been at a drought for consistent linebacking play?
Right.
It seems like every year we've been whining and crying about needing linebackers.
We haven't had consistent 80s.
Bingo. So you get a guy who produce and you let him walk out because you think that you're getting a bargain, and you're gonna replace all the intangibles and the actual production of a Spillane. But the Patriots, a franchise that's won 6 Super Bowls, said he's worth it. The team that hasn't won a Super Bowl in 40 years says, oh, well, he's not worth it. Something crazy about that.
No, I mean, I again, how do we know you? And again, ChieREF, I'm trusting what they're doing because we should, because otherwise this is going to drive you crazy to think they're doing something stupid, right? How do we know that, for example, Abdul Carter doesn't drop the 6 because of that whole foot fracture thing or whatever the hell they're saying, and we get Abdul Carter at 6? We don't know. We don't know what we don't know. So, like I said, I'm waiting to hear them say, and now for the Raiders, we have Becton, right? But here's the names. Cam Robinson's available. Brandon Scherf's available. Mekhi Becton's available. Shaq Mason's available. David Andrews is available. Tevin Jenkins is available. Tyrone Smith is available. Will Hernandez is available. Jedrick Willis is available. Like all of these guys, it could be like 1 year, 2 year, whatever type deals that they want to make in order for us to just fill our roster gaps, and then we'll see what they do with the draft, right? Because we still have 9 draft picks. We still have 9 draft picks. So, you know,
I got okay. I got Angelo and ChieREF. I said, because I mean, I'm sure that was the majority of the shit that you wanted to talk about, right, Angelo? Was the yin and yang of what ChieREF said and your counterpunch to it?
well, no, I want to counter ChieREF.
Yes?
But like I said,
Or
Kev,
you
you
got
can
some-
let the new guy in, and if he's good, then we'll listen. And then
Yeah.
if he's not, then you can bring me back in. And,
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of Raiders stuff to talk about. For sure.
no. That's what I said. That Big Dog 704. Thank you for being over there at IG. You know my rule though. Once I bring you in, it's one and done. Unless there's a technical issue, then I'll bring you back. Okay. And hopefully Ozzy can come in and Raider Cheat can come in. But I want to say thank you for both ChieREF and Angelo for coming in because we're at 121. I want to see what Mr. Habib has to say. And I thank you, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure having you guys in here. You make me sound like a good moderator is in a debate, or at least somebody that listens. I am here to listen.
Thanks, Cap.
Listen. But ChieREF, thank
All right,
you.
have a good
Thank
night,
you for
Raider
that.
Transplant.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
And there you go, Angelo. Be well as well. So thanks to both ChieREF and Transplant. Angelo is gone. God, my fucking eye is killing me. I'm sorry. It's one of those things. Nutty Raider Nate, can we still get a third for James? No, we got rid of him. David Mallow was a best actor for his voice. I'm not impressed with Eichenberg. I am Avikazi if he could fucking live up to his draft eligibility. Habib, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, and welcome to the show. A new member. Have you seen any of this before, or
so
have you seen the show?
So I've been I kind of caught
ahead.
you on my Instagram. Can you hear me? Can
Yes,
you hear
sir,
me?
I can. You're good.
Okay, perfect. So basically,
Yes,
I kind of caught you on my I think on my Instagram reels, and I know you're just an icon for the Raiders. You know, you're just one of a diehard fan from what I can see. So I just want to thank you for giving a platform for everyone to kind of speak their mind about the Raiders and whatnot and how people feel. So I just a little background on myself. I'm born and raised in the Virginia area, Northern Virginia, and I've been a Raiders fan for about I think 8 or 9 years now. I really started when Charles Woodson was about to leave, and we picked up Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack and Derek Carr. I'm a big Derek Carr guy. I don't know. There was just I can go on and on about Derek Carr. I just love his kind of animosity he went through, especially obviously the guy went through 5 coaching hires. You know, he went through a lot with the Raiders, and just I don't know, just the determination with that team and how when we went to the playoffs after we did the infamous timeout against the Chargers. I love that shit, man, and just it's been one hell of a ride. But what I wanted to ask you is just with this new, because now we're considered, this, what do you call it? The Seahawk Raiders or whatever agenda, and people are throwing that around. We just picked up Pete Carroll. We just got Geno Smith, and all these defensive, signings. The biggest one that's caught my eyes, I think his name's Jeremy Chin, the safety from Washington. Kid's a baller a little bit, and they just picked him up. They picked him up on a 1 year, so it makes me, it just gives me an idea that I think, I don't want to talk down on Tom Telesco. That man brought us Brock Bowers, and that kid's going to be the face of the league real soon. We all know he went AP All Pros for his rookie year. So I feel like the team's doing everything they can right now to kind of build. And, I heard, shout out those 2 other individuals that are in the call, they were talking about, just going back and forth. I think me personally, if we picked up Genty, the kid from Boise State, I would love it. We saw how atrocious our run game was last season. nothing. I don't want to talk down on what's his name, the kid from Georgia, Zeus. I love him, but
Zeus
and yeah, Zamir White and what's his name? He was a Vikings running back. Madison, yeah.
Madison, but I heard that Madison went to the I'm trying to get
Patriots.
Sorry,
I think.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I think he went to the Dolphins. I think he
Dolphins.
went to the Dolphins. Yeah.
I don't.
And critique that, like I said, we don't know we got Eichenberg because the kid didn't produce because he was injured. So I'm willing to give him a pass. Tyree Wilson did produce because he was injured for half of his first year, and he was just trying to get back. I am saying this now. There's no more scholarship for Tyree Wilson. No more scholarship. Tyree has got to produce this fucking year.
Do you know his contract? What type of contract? He's still on his rookie contract, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's still on his rookie contract.
And we picked him up in the first round.
So he's got a 5-year contract.
Dude, because you've how long have you been a Raiders fan, if you don't mind me asking, sir?
53 years.
So for the 53 years you've been a fan, this past decade, me, like I could say this past decade, I've been a true fan. How many of those first round picks have been true players for us? How many of them are still on the Raiders? I don't think none of them are.
In the past decade, I think they're all gone. Well, Bowers is there. Colton Miller is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bowers, Colton Miller is still there. Tyree is there. He was a first rounder. Clint Farrell is gone.
Yeah,
our running back is gone. Went to the Packers. I think.
And he's balling out.
Yeah, I think it's Colton Miller and Bowers and Tyree. I think are the only first rounders left.
And let me throw out a funny name for you. Let me throw out a funny name, Alex Leatherwood. What the hell were you doing?
No, I said that. I said the last couple of times that we've got drafted offensive linemen, not good. And I throw out Alex Leatherwood, and it's unfortunate because he was the I can't remember what the college.
I think Alabama
winner for the best. Yeah, no, he was Alabama, but he was the collegiate, the Zabursky Award, for great guy against the
I hear what you're talking about. Yeah,
and obviously the Blitnikoff is for wide receivers. He was that guy's name for offensive lineman, and he sucked.
Yeah,
he sucked hard.
He was, dude. You know what's funny? I remember the Raiders posted like a little happy birthday photo on Instagram, and everyone was like, "Get him out of Vegas, get him out." I'm hoping.
Well, actually, I think they did a happy birthday. I think they did a happy birthday on Instagram when he was cut. It was like the day he was cut.
Say happy birthday. Get out of here. So I'm about to leave soon, but I have a quick question to ask you. One more question, sir. So this upcoming draft, I want your opinion. Who do you want the Raiders to draft? Me personally, I want Genty because that established the run game. Abdul Carter could be a make-a-wish dream if he somehow drops in the 6th round pick. I don't know how I feel about Shador. He's kind of selfish. Great player, but kind of selfish. Who do you want?
You're gonna first off, I'm gonna guess that if Carter's there at 6, I'd still take him but I tell you that foot injury, if it and Avikazi knows this as well. Remember, Liftrank was the downfall of what Ford and DMAC was that foot, the Liftrank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the same injury. If it is, if he's there, even if he's there at 6, I'm looking to see who else is there. I want Graham at 6.
Okay.
That's what I want. I want Graham. 6. If Graham's not there, and don't laugh, I want Membo.
Really?
That big tackle guard. Yeah, I want Membo because I think that he is all that in a biscuit, and he's not going to give us a fucking Alex Leatherwood
Yeah.
shit. I would take Mason Graham. I'll take Membo. If Genty's there, and this is where it kind of Genty is a great running back. There are so many good running backs in this draft. If someone wants Genty that bad, I'm saying, oh, you want to get Genty? And let's say Shador is still there at 6'2", right?
Yeah.
Somebody wants Genty, and we're picking 6. Somebody wants one of those guys. Okay.
Mhm.
What do you want? What you want this pick? You want to get Genty or you want Shador? Hey, we're listening. We're going to swap ones. That's a given.
Yeah.
But what else are you giving us? Because there's so many good people in this draft. I want picks. So if Genty's there at 6 and if Shador's there at 6, I'm not drafting them. I'm dangling that pick. I want Graham.
I love it. So it sounds like you want to establish the O-line.
Yeah, I want the O-line. And by the way, DZ or DZ is a Charger fan, a cool Charger fan who does the Wild Wild West, which is a show that's on my channel on Wednesdays. Jack Kennett's also in here with the Wild Wild West. Great guy. And like I said, I have fans for everybody that come in here. Chavo Trees is over there on Instagram. Thank you there. And going on Instagram.
All right, Captain.
But yeah,
I'm going to head out. But thank you for having me, sir. Thank you so much.
No, it's not, sir. It's Captain, which is fine. I'm just an older version of you. And thank you for when I see new people, I'm like, oh God, I hope this is not the guy who comes in. And
don't worry.
And then 3 seconds later, there's a big picture of a guy with a 12-inch schlong. And I'm like, God damn it, I hate when that happens. So I'm glad that you're here.
Hey, take care, man.
Come back again.
I got you.
Come back
again. You take care now.
It's been great. You do too. Thanks for being here, brother. That's Habib Alizai. I hope I didn't fuck that one up. Habib's awesome. Habib, tell your friends. Now I'm gonna use a play on words. Since we just had Habib, I'm gonna have my Habibi, which is friend, a friend in Arabic, my Habibi, because we had Habib in there, but now I got my Habibi Afakazi from Australia. So that's, and you can't beat the syntax there. Habib to Habibi to Afakazi from Australia. I know that's a tongue twister. Shipmate, how you doing? Good to see you.
Morning. Good morning for me. Good evening to you, shipmate. I don't know if it's me, chat, or if it's Jack, but it's coming through real choppy on my end. Like, seems like you're lagging in and out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If anybody else is having issues with the lag, let me know. I sometimes it does it, and I don't have as much shit up on my screen because it's only the StreamYard link. Maybe I got to clean my what do you call it, my homepage, because I got shit on my
end. You're
homepage.
sounding like a robot.
But
yeah, on my end, you're sounding like a robot. Is it me, chat, or is it?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it me? Let me know if I'm the one that's fucked up or if it's Avakazi. You both are clear. Twan says we're both clear. Thanks, Twan.
All right. We'll try and make it work.
There's
Anyways,
big lag.
Yeah.
Big lag. Go ahead, brother. I'm here for you. What do you want? What can I do for you? Help me help you, as they say in Jerry Maguire.
Right. One of my favorite movies, Jerry Maguire.
Yes, sir.
I woke up this morning, as you know, I'm on the opposite schedule to you, hoping to find some good news. I did get some bad news waking up to the news that Chase Horn had left. That's probably the move I like the least. Him leaving for and getting paid by the Patriots $5 million I had to sit and think about it. It's like, well, how come we couldn't give him that? Like $5 million is chip change by NFL standards, but I believe he probably left being that like, look, we resigned Kuntz, we have Crosby. If he wants to start, he'd have to go elsewhere. So, yeah. So, thank you for your services.
They're saying the lag is because of the tariffs that the president threw on to Australia. That's a joke.
Right.
I'll wait till you catch it.
I thought we were homies. I thought that
Anyway,
we were hoping that he'd do us a solid
more
and give us an exemption, but I guess not the case. So.
No more politics. I love you, Ozzy.
I'm not Ozzy.
I'm forgetting.
I'm not Ozzy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My Ozzy friend Avikazi. Yeah, I know you're not Ozzy. I apologize. I know that's a bone of contention. It's an oos thing, and I'm good with the oos, baby. I'm good with the oos. There you go. So Kev, I haven't looked at browsers in a while. Actually, thank you for reminding me. I got to go into that webpage just because there's some great porn. Avikazi, sir, and I agree with you about Chason. I was under the impression the other night that we had signed him back because people said yes, it's done, and I was happy because I would say you bring in Kuntz, who had already signed, and you bring in Butler to make that line solidified, and then you bring back Kayvon Chason, who I was like, great, that kid played his balls off for us the last half of the year. And then I learned right before the show when Critique is just blasting things in one of the comments, and I'm like, what do you mean we didn't sign him? What do you mean the Patriots signed him? We had him the other night. So that sucks. Yeah, and Kenneth was talking, because I know we were talking about Vrabel. Yeah, Vrabel is going to have a stout defense, and that's going to make New England a lot better this year is their defense. But I really think that we're going to continue with the majority of the people that are going to play a defense, a hybrid, shall we say, defense. Smiley Mojica, good to see you, and Raider Yogi, good to see you as well over there on Instagram. Run over to YouTube. We're going to play a hybrid of whatever Patrick Graham wants and what the boss wants, because that's why we hired him as the head coach, and he's going to implement things. So I think it's going to be kind of like, I want you to do this and with those people, and we kept them, and we'll see. But I think that we're going to win because our defense is going to be stout, but our offense is going to be so much better with Chip Kelly in there that it will win games because of the offense, and our defense will. If our defense is anything like what the Eagles did to fucking Mahomes in the Super Bowl, where he's running ragged and we're kicking his ass because we don't have guys. Okay, that's what we need to do. Go ahead there,
right.
Avikazi.
Look, like, I hope so. I hope that offense and everything is going to be much better now. But like, we've been through this song and dance before, where we say this is going to be better, that's going to be better. I'm confident it can be better, but I'm still going to wait and see. It all has to unfold and take shape. You know what I'm saying? I've been through this song and dance too many times. But it's a new regime, it's a new day, and hopefully that is the case. And yeah, look, Kayvon Chason, I wanted him back. I thought throughout the offseason that we would only retain one of the two guys, and I believed it was going to be Chason. I thought they were going to let Kuntz walk, but Kuntz I like. I've got his jersey, and I'm happy to see him back in the door. It was a pipe dream that they'd both return at that price. We could have afforded it, but it just screams to me when I think about it that, like I said, the only reason he left was because he wants to start, and he's not starting if we retain Kuntz and Crosby. But now that that's been settled, I'm looking at Tyree Wilson. This guy's really got to step up and work his way heavy in the rotation now that it seems like he's going to be the next man up. Like, you're 3 seasons deep. I don't want to hear no more excuses about injury or he can't choose his draft stock or whatever it is. No more excuses. This is your third
I
season.
agree.
You're the next man up. You're the third
I
season.
agree.
You're the next man up. There's no better situation for him to succeed playing alongside whoever he swaps out with Crosby or Kuntz, because he's not starting over those guys. He's got Wilkins and Butler on the interior. There's no better situation for this guy to succeed. And I don't want to hear no more excuses. He's got to put it together. This is his year.
I agree. And again, if we have a good tandem, and I remember, and I know you know this, when Howie Long was on our team, he played defensive end and defensive tackle. He would come in when we were doing like the 4-man line. When we were doing the 3, he was on the outside. But if we had another guy on the other side of him, he kind of moved into that defensive tackle role. Tyree can do that, and he was doing a lot of that this past year. He was getting better. He was making himself a valuable member of the defense. But as I said a couple minutes ago, no more fucking scholarship for Tyree Wilson. You perform. And if you don't perform coming out of training camp, bye. I have no problem saying that. Goodbye. Because we got Wilkins, we got Butler, we got Max, we got Kuntz on a prove-it deal, and we got Tyree that has to show something. And that's before we even put anybody else in the mix. You imagine if we have Mason Graham at 6, who would be right. that awesome guy in the middle. So we have Wilkins and Mason Graham and Butler to fuck things up in the middle. And we have Max and Kuntz and whoever else we have on end with Wilson. That's a lot of beef to do what we need to do defensively. And if the offense just gets at least half as much better, I probably have to say 3/4 better than what we had last year, because our offense really sucked. They'd have to get 3/4 better in order to do that. And I think we did. We're watching that. And like Angelo said, I want to see the signing. The Raiders sign Mekhi Becton. The Raiders sign and go down the offensive line list. Jenkins is one. The Raiders sign Jenkins, or the Raiders sign Cam. I can't remember what the kid's name. He played at Alabama, and he plays for the Rams. Cam Robinson. Okay. A little longer in the tooth, but at least a stalwart offensive lineman. You get Becton, you get Jenkins, you get Cam Robinson to throw in on this offensive line. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. So we'll see on that. And if we get that, then that's what I'm looking for. The offense to improve so drastically and the defense to take shape. And yeah, I need to see it in the linebackers in the defensive backfield. I don't know if we're going to be doing it, but those kids that we picked up, I know Chin will be there. I know Polamalu will be there. I know that Bennett will be there. Okay. Will Jack Jones show that he really needs to be here? I don't know, but he better show something. And then the kids that we drafted last year better show their worth as well. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm looking more at the draft class, the same one that Tyree was drafted in. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are lingering from that draft class that have not played even to the minimum standard of you're not starting, but you need to make good on being at least a decent rotational guy. So there's a lot of guys from that draft class. I'm looking at I've just mentioned Tyree. I'm looking at Michael Mayer. I'm looking at Christopher Smith III and Amari Benet. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are guys who are lingering on our roster. And it's like, well, what have these guys done? Like, come on, you got to step your game up. This is year 3 now. Otherwise, if you can't beat out new guys that we bring in the door in preseason, then get them out of here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Remember, we drafted the wrong Bryant Young. That kills me.
The Byron Young who did not even last one season, or he lasted one season, then he couldn't even beat out Matthew friggin' Butler in his second preseason? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that guy. But remember, that's the wrong Byron Young, because we were supposed to draft the other one. You know that, right?
Yeah. And guess what happens with the other Byron Young? Guess what happens? Guess what his production is? He's a friggin' Pro Bowler. Huh. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. A Raider story that you can't fucking fake. You can't fake that shit. But hey, Jack Jones, hopefully with that. I tell you what, I want to make sure I bring critique in because it's been a while. I'm going to bring critique in with you because I know you guys know each other.
Oh yeah, how y'all doing, man? It's good to see you, Jeff. Apicasi.
Man.
I'll see you on Sunday.
I'll see you on Sunday. You're looking at the chat right here.
Yeah, right now.
Right now and forever.
I had to eat some of the nastiest Australian food I've ever had in all my life last weekend, so I'm still kind of been about that. Not only am I been about that, but I'm been about getting rid of Chason, man. How are you going to bring a guy in here who really balled out the whole time he was here? You know what I mean? He was the bright star that we had on a defense that was hurt, and you just let him walk. I think that's the only move I don't like that we've made so far. I'm cool with Geno Smith. Hell, I'm glad with Mostert too. He's a good, I would say, third down back. You know, losing Madison isn't
not hurt.
Right. And he does it, you know, when he's not hurt. You know, maybe he can be some type of productivity back there behind. I guess our best bet now is going to be what? Sincere McCormick? Because we got rid of him.
Or McAllister. I'm not sure. McAllister might go to wide receiver, then go back to wide receiver. We don't know. And by the way, don't sleep on the kid from Tennessee. And I can't remember the guy's name, but he was the guy that runs like a 4.1, 4.2, 40, and it's like 6'3", big, tall, lanky, and can grab shit. Okay. And he was playing at the end of the year because people were injured and, you know, Adams was gone. And I can't remember his name, but he put out in the preseason last year. He was a stalwart in the preseason. I'm glad we kept him. I can't remember his name, but there we go.
I can't.
And again, I would say
that great, you know.
Yeah, but maybe he's that guy. We'll see. But again, I was under the impression that we signed Kayvon Chason on Tuesday. I was under the impression that we had him re-signed.
I was surprised that you know they even threw a curveball at old Jack, man. They got one past old Jack. That's surprising, man. Because last time I checked, there wasn't anybody interested in Kayvon Chason. And then I get up this morning to find out, oh, he's going to the Patriots. Just like Robert Spillane went to the Patriots.
I didn't like the move either. Critique. I mean, sitting on it, I came to the realization that I'd say the only reason why he left us for such a cheap deal is that, like, I think he knew that, like, he'd be sitting behind. He's obviously going to be sitting behind Crosby, and he's going to be sitting behind Kuntz, and he wants a chance to start and earn himself a bigger bag. With us, if we're healthy, he's a rotational guy, a good rotational guy. I really like him, who can start as he proved last season. But that's my only theory as to why he left, is that he wants to be a day one starter, and he's good enough to be one after the way he played last season. So I wish you well. I wish him well, and just not against us.
I've always felt like our issue was never really our starters; it was our depth. Right. Last year, we actually showed that we had depth because when our starters went down, we were able to plug and play these guys. And we were able to do, you know, at least keep the defense reputable. You know, because our defense wasn't that bad. It just kills me, man. Every year we go through this. In order to make our offense better, we have to destroy our defense a little bit to make our offense better. And it's just, it's the same song and dance every year. I just hope sooner or later, now that we've got Pete Carroll, maybe we got some stability in the front office now, some leadership, because we haven't had leadership since number 4 walked out the door. You know what I'm saying? Ever since John Gruden, number 4. Max Crosby can only do so much. You know what I mean? And we haven't had that go-to guy. So having Pete Carroll here, somebody who's nice and seasoned, I'm going to trust the process. I'm not going to be a complete punk about this yet. But I don't like this last move. You know, and I mean, Mostert's nothing but a stopgap. Let's be real with that. If that's what we're going for, if that's what we expect to ride on, let me tell you the truth with intensity for a minute. Because if this is what we're going in with the running backs, we're gonna be hurting, y'all. We're gonna be hurting.
Patience, critique, patience.
Oh
we're going
my
to be
God,
drafting. We're going to
critique
be
is
drafting
saying
one
that I
or
don't
two.
know every fucking intensity. Oh my God. You know what? I love you, critique. Fuck you. I'd show intensity when it's needed, but I do love your intensity, sir. I do like your intensity because you always have it. And I need to keep my blood pressure down or I'm going to have all that medical shit going on. Hey, the day that I'm not around anymore, you guys are going to say, man, I miss that old fucking bastard because, you know, he was good on his intensity and other things like that. So try to keep me around for as much as possible. But I got you. Critique shows intensity. Avikazi shows intensity. You know, other people show. Jack Kenna shows intensity when he's smoking on that cigarette. Every time I see him, I love to fucking get on Jack because he smokes too much. Because we love Jack, we love everybody as well. But I'm saying, and like even with the ChieREF says we're going to be picking top 3, top 5, right? Top 3, top 5. We haven't taken a snap yet. We don't even know what we got on the offensive line coming in. We don't even know who we picked in the draft yet. We don't even know that second tier of free agency after the draft when people get cut that are unexpected that we bring in. We don't know that yet. So we're all going around like Chicken fucking Little for the most part. And I said, there's the draft yet. There's this phase of free agency. I want to see who we sign offensive lineman wise. And I'm hoping that Mekhi Becton is one. I'm hoping that Jenkins is one. Hell, Cam Robinson, I'd take a flyer on. And I wasn't really happy when he was available like 1 or 2 years ago. I said, I don't want Cam Robinson. But now, fuck yeah, I take Cam Robinson on that list. And there's people that we need. So don't get all stressed yet. Don't get all stressed yet. But we, and Stoffel says it better be the best draft ever. I hope. And even DZ says that I agree with. I'm going to put this up as well because I fucking agree with this. One of the Ohio State running backs is most likely going to be a Raider. If it's not one of those Ohio State running backs, then maybe it's Hampton, the kid out of North Carolina. But we're going to get a good running back this draft. We're going to draft somebody. If it's Genty,
would you be?
Yeah, I like. No, I would not be opposed to Scatterbo because I've been banging the drum for Scatterbo for a while. But then somebody was telling, and I don't know, I can't remember who it was, saying that his draft stock has dropped. I'm like, why? I don't know why his draft stock has dropped. I don't know why, but I like what I see with Cam Scatterbo.
Maybe it was
come back, Avikazi. I know you didn't. Huh?
His computer probably crashed. He'll be back.
The last game,
but I was
okay. There he is. There he is. Yeah,
I were in a bowl game, and he did well. So I don't understand why his draft stock would drop.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know,
but I think we can. But I don't think we need to draft him at 6. You know, I think we could probably get him in a later round, maybe, or even trade back, like you were saying.
That's what I'm saying. If Genty's on the board and Sanders is on the board, somebody wants these guys. Somebody wants these guys. And I'm not saying that Genty would be a bad pick, but I think it's a little high. And I want more value for that 6 pick. I want another one on that swap and another pick. That's what I want for 6. If Graham is gone and Membo is gone, because those are the 2 guys that I want at 6, right there, Membo or Graham. You ask me, that's who I want because that is a stalwart defensive tackle or a stalwart offensive lineman. Not a sexy pick in Membo, but I would take them and run. If I'm there, and I said this the other night on the show, it said, If I'm there in Green Bay and I have my my little fucking scooter with me, and I'm gonna hit the scooter. I'm gonna bust in through the gate. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna use my cane that I have with me, and I'm gonna slash my cane around. I'm gonna go to the stage, and I'm gonna put my hand on the stage, and I'm gonna do a pull-up, which will be fucking amazing because I haven't done it in so long. And I'm gonna say, and with the 6th pick, the Las Vegas Raiders select. And if Graham's there, I'm going to say Graham. If Membo's there, I'm going to say Membo. And that's going to be me. If they're there, I'm going to make the pick. And then I'm going to need everybody to take me out of the prison because I'll be thrown in prison. That's me.
Critique. I wouldn't trip so much on the like what we've done with the running back room in free agency. I mean, I'm neither here nor there with the Mostert signing. You know what I'm saying? And you already know about my displeasure about the running back by committee from last season. I'm not going another season rolling in with another again with these guys. I'm not going to go on another rant because I've ranted enough about those guys. We're going to draft one. Bank on it. I would bet my Raider fandom, everything that I own, on the fact that we're going to address that in the draft. Hell, we might even use one of these compensatory picks that we got to draft another one. Draft 2. I don't give a shit. Like I'm all for us going younger, better, faster, stronger. Because like I keep saying, you cannot tell me even year 1, we cannot bring a guy, 2 guys through the draft, even some of these UDFAs to fight for a roster spot, that they cannot do better than 2.8 yards per carry right from the rip.
So if you've got Sanders, Genty available at 6, I think we're all in agreement that we're trading back. I mean, I would probably be stupid enough to draft Sanders, but that's just because, you know, that's Sanders. You know, I think he would probably fit well here. I've always wanted to draft a quarterback. I think it would be nice to draft a quarterback in the first round. That's not Jamarcus Russell, but you know, trust the process.
That was what 18 years ago. 18 years ago. We can't let the fear of the pick of Jamarcus Russell and how that worked out holding us back from swinging again at quarterback. Like, I'm not saying overreach for the guy. I'm only saying if him or any of these other guys are there at 6 and they truly believe that there's a good chance that this guy could be the guy that we're looking for, then it's like I keep saying, there is no pick too early to take a quarterback you feel could be the face of your franchise. If it's not that in round 1, then BPA or trade back, I don't give a shit. But, you know, I'm excited. I cannot wait for the draft. Draft is going to be it could be game changing and really turn this franchise around. And I think that's what they're going to be leaning on more so than free agency. And I'm all for that. This is going to be our most important draft class for a long time. We really need this one to we need to hit it out of the ballpark, at least most of our early rounds, like round 1, 2, and 3. We need to find ourselves at least one gem and 2 or 3 starters, and the rest of them being rotational guys, whatever. You know, anything else is a bonus. But we can't afford another draft class like 2022 where we're still waiting on a lot of these guys to even become decent rotational guys. I mean, look what we did with the first 3 friggin' rounds. You know, we already highlighted Byron Young was off our roster from one season. There's talks about trading Michael Mayer because he hasn't lived up to expectation. Tyree Wilson. Unacceptable that we're having to settle with a top 10 pick being a rotational guy. That is inexcusable and unacceptable. I don't care what anybody says. And the best of the bunch being Trey Tucker, who does well in spots. So, you know, we can't afford draft classes like that. You know what I mean? Like, we had how many draft picks in that year? Like 8, 9? And the best pick of the bunch is a 4th, 5th round guy in Jacorian Bennett. Like, yeah, we got Aiden O'Connell. Like, if we draft another quarterback, he's probably gone. So, you know, it's draft class like that really hurt us in the long run. And I don't want a draft class like that. I want us to do better, much like we did last season. You know what I'm saying? So, looking forward to the draft.
Thank you, and I agree. That you were, and I hate when you highlight shit that is true. You know, Jacorian Bennett, great, was probably the best a lot. You know, Tucker, you know, for the speed, and Yeah, obviously AOC 12.
AOC.
That was the cream of the fucking draft. Those guys are the cream of the draft. But the one thing that I like about is that we have DZ, our Charger fan. I like what he says. Don't expect to pick in the top 10 anymore with Pete Carroll at the helm. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I hope so.
Well, if we're picking in the middle of the pack where we're sitting at 7-9 or 8-9 or 7-10 every year, no, that's not good. But let's be real, though. We got a much better opportunity with Pete Carroll than we did with AP, as much as we loved AP. AP just wasn't seasoned enough as a coach, man. These other guys were out coaching him. They really were. Like Andy Reid was over there having a field day every time they played us, and AP was coaching us up to keep us close, but still we couldn't, we only beat them that one time, which was what, 2 seasons ago. So
yeah,
to your point,
baby.
like I think that look, I for one am not expecting year one for us to get to the playoffs or win a whole bunch of games. Like I've been proven that year in year out that's we usually haven't lived up to these expectations. Like how many times these last 3 seasons where you're watching cats doing these pick'em shows and they're expecting us to win 12 games, 14 games, go to the Super Bowl, and we don't even come close to it. I'm not expecting that year one. This is the first year of a new regime. This is going to be a transitional year for me. Like if it can be better than that, cool. But like, don't be surprised if we're winning like 6 to 8 games, and then we're picking in that middle of the pack, and that's cool. Like I'm not overly happy with it, but I can settle with if we're showing progress and we're heading in a direction, and there's things that we can be positive about moving forward. Like sometimes these transitional years, much like say back in 2015, I could see we won only 7 games that season, but like you could see that the tide was starting to turn, and then 2016 we went over the top. Unfortunately, what happened. But it's to my point. Like sometimes these years, like you have these transitional years where like at least there's some positive signs to show that we're going in the right direction. That's what my bare minimum expectation is with this season is let's see, like just show progress, show that there's a direction, there's a movement, you know what I'm saying? And it's at least trending this way. Like it doesn't have to go all the way this way. That would be the bullseye, but it can't be torpedoing like we have for the last few seasons.
I don't know if we can get any lower than what we've already been. After having Josh McDumdum in here from going to a playoff team to completely irrelevant, I think only the sky's the limit now. Right. So it can only go up from here. I mean, it can. I mean, it could get worse, but I don't foresee it getting worse. But like I said, I'm going to trust the process because I don't want to be Mr. Naysayer already right off the bat. And we haven't even drafted anybody yet. Right. But
let's wait till the draft. Let's
just got to wait till the draft, man. And maybe we can hit it out the park. And I'll feel a little bit differently about this instead of just a bunch of washed up veterans that I see that we're bringing in.
Well, like I said, guys, and I say it again, because ChieREF said it in his comments that I got off of IG. Look at the clock, because first off, we're well past 2 hours, so I've been doing that.
It's 10.
It is 11:03 p.m. on the 13th of March. So actually in about 2 weeks and 3 days, I'll be 60. So that's a good thing. Okay. In 2 weeks days, I'll be 60. Thank you. But the reason why I say that is it's March 13th. It's not even fucking St. Patrick's Day yet. It's not even St. Patrick's Day yet, okay?
4 more days.
And people are already saying that we are going to have a top 5 pick next year. Why? I mean, if we don't get anybody in the draft, if we have a Ricky Williams draft, if we trade all of our picks to get the number one pick, right? Something stupid like that, which is not happening because we have people that know better, and we still have more free agency to go through this period of free agency, let alone the second period of free agency after the draft when people get cut unexpectedly and we have money and we get them. It's 13th of March, people. And I'm not saying we got to be, are meth heads really happy? I'm not sure. Are they downers? I don't know. These people that are constantly high or constantly out of it, you tell me. Maybe people that have too much THC, still haven't had that yet. So people that are constantly fucking super high or fucking Chicken Littles, right? It's the 13th of March.
Huh.
Yeah, okay, DSR DSR.
Hey, look, I could say this.
I don't know.
I don't think we'll be top 5 pick. We might be like 12th, 13th. And I'm thinking that as like to the worst. I mean, because we are upgrading. We should be upgrading. Our defense can't be that bad. Hell, we haven't even taken an NFL snap yet. They haven't taken an NFL snap yet. We have no idea what the chemistry is going to be like with this team. We don't know if they're going to work better together or whether they're going to work worse. And these guys are not robots. They're humans just like we are. They bleed, they feel, they're human. And most humans adapt well with, who they adapt with. You put them people on the same team, you know what I mean? We don't know yet. Pete Carroll and Geno Smith could be an absolute gold mine, and we don't even know it yet. Now, with me, I'm kind of skeptical. I'm like, isn't this the guy who got Pete Carroll fired? And we brought him in, but of course, that's the doubtful side in me. And I understand we're all going to be torn with this, but let's at least see what we've got by preseason, and then we can talk about, whether we're getting a top 5 pick next year or not. Because that to me is outrageous. I mean, to the worst, we're
let me critique. Let me ask you, would you not agree that Geno Smith is a better quarterback than any of the quarterbacks that were on our roster last year?
Yes, absolutely. There wasn't a quarterback on this team last year who even holds a candle to Geno Smith.
Okay. Would you not agree that Geno Smith is better than the quarterbacks that were on the roster 2 years ago?
Yes. But you already knew how I felt about Jimmy G. You already know how I felt
Jimmy
about
G spot. Right.
These last 2 seasons outside of AOC, the quarterback room has been one of the, if not the worst, it's been since the mid 2000s when we were struggling.
Honestly, I see Geno Smith as, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but our second chance with Derek Carr, because that's what he reminds me of. He's a very solid, accurate quarterback, likes to stand in the pocket, can make plays with his legs if he needs to, and he will do what it takes to win. He will play hurt. He's not going to hurt his thumb like AOC and take off for 3 weeks and let Garner Minshew drown. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see a leader at the quarterback position take this team and be like, guys, I got you. Now let's go score this touchdown. Let's go win this game. That's what we're missing.
And see that what's that segue? Because I signed Stoffel. Thank you for thinking of, because I was going there, brother. I swear that was my next question. Is Geno Smith better than the quarterbacks that we had on the roster 3 years ago?
I don't think so, but I think
Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota.
I hope so. Look, I'm not going to look back. I'm going to look forward and hope for the best with with Geno Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like just from my gut, like and the way he kind of plays, like it reminds me. Remember when we brought Jason Campbell in the door back in 2010? Remember Jason Campbell?
God, I miss him.
Yeah, he gives me shades of that. Like Jason Campbell didn't work out. Like I'm not saying Geno Smith didn't, because he did work out. Like Geno Smith didn't work out with the Jets, but he worked out with the Seahawks. Jason Campbell didn't work out with the Washington Commanders, the Redskins at the time. He came over to us. It took him a little while to find his feet, but 2011, like that form he showed at the start of 2011, was probably the best quarterback play outside of Derek Carr's best years, and since the days of Rich Gannon. You know what I'm saying? Like. And it's the same kind of skill set too. Could throw, could make plays with his legs if he needed to. Like they remind me a lot about each other. And I'm hoping that's the case again. Like, you know, if Geno Smith can bring that same element. But Geno Smith's obviously more experienced at this stage of his career and could bring some much needed leadership qualities. I think that's the biggest thing that I want to see with the quarterback room, because that's not something we haven't had for the last 2 seasons is a quarterback who showcases leadership qualities to me. Like, and I'm not trying to shit on AOC. I think he's played well enough when he needed to. But like, that's my one knock on AOC. I just didn't see a leader in him. You know what I'm saying? The way I would like from the quarterback. And I think maybe Geno Smith can provide that.
Exactly. And I will say this as well. Folks, you got to remember that the greatest quarterback in Raider history, in my mind, who wore the same number, didn't show shit until he was in year 3.
And that's who, Jim Plunkett?
Kenny Stabler.
Kenny Stabler?
No, Kenny Stabler.
Yep.
Kenny Stabler. Because when Jim Plunkett came over to the Raiders, he was well established. He was the Heisman Trophy winner that flamed out in New England and then hit rock bottom in San Francisco before they cut his ass, and we picked him up on a flyer to back up Dan Pastorini. But he had the ability and the capabilities. But I'm talking Kenny Stabler, who was drafted in 68 and had a year off, okay, and didn't start playing up where he was supposed to be until 72. And he was playing behind Darryl LaMonica and George Blanda. Year 3, right? Kenny Stabler in 72 became what we know Kenny Stabler to be. Now, I am not saying AOC 12 is the next Kenny Stabler. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying give the guy the mental reps, and it'll come to him. Patrick Mahomes took a year and almost 2 full behind Alex Smith to be the guy that we see today. And I'm not talking about the fucking pansy ass that complains every fucking play. We know about that. But we know that his ability came near the end of year 2. So it just takes some people longer. And obviously Patrick Mahomes, I hate saying it, but is much more capable than AOC 12, but it still took him a while to develop. So let's see what we got with AOC 12 in year 3 behind Geno Smith. I mean, God forbid if Geno Smith comes down and we improve our offensive line and we improve our defense and we improve everybody around him and the running backs that can go behind him, he can't be worse than he already is.
Well,
and I think that he'll be a damn good.
If he beats out a third veteran for the starting job this year, then we need to just go ahead and give AOC his flowers. Because if he beats Geno Smith out for the job this year, I mean, that would be 3 veteran quarterbacks that he has overtaken to get the starting position. So, I mean, I'm not going to throw him out of bed. He's a great backup. I agree. I think he's a wonderful backup, you know?
Right, but that's the thing for me is that, like, I'm not. It's not so much I'm low on AOC. I just want a young prospect in the door that has a higher ceiling. For me, AOC's ceiling is that he can be good. He's good. He showed that he can be good enough in a pinch. He can be good enough to start if he has to and win us some games, and possibly, take the team to the playoffs. But I want someone with a younger guy with a higher ceiling. I want someone who has a ceiling that could potentially be great. And if we get that in the draft this season, I think that may spell the end for AOC. But anyways, I got to get out of here because I got to carry on with my day. Thanks a lot, shipmate, for having me on, Captain Jack and Raider Critique, my brother in arms. You know what time it is, and it's going to be Tech by time. Come Sunday. What is it? What time are we doing it? What now that daylight savings is finished?
It's 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. It's the same time as you. Whatever your time has been, which you're 14 hours, I believe, behind me, correct? Or no, 14 hours ahead of me. So
we're doing it. Are we doing it 9 a.m. your time?
Well, it's 10 a.m. But
no,
yeah,
when we're going live.
Right.
When we go live.
When we go live.
Okay. So on my side of the fence,
what are
be,
you doing? What are you doing? Is it a gaming thing?
Well, maybe if you stop by my channel once every while, you would know that, Captain Jack.
Show up Sunday. You'll see what we do.
I did stop by the channel the one time I saw. I said, "Oh, Avikazi's on," and then I thought it was a game, and I'm like, "No." I did see it. I saw that you were on. I was about ready. Oh, good. I can stop by and be in Avikazi's show. And it was a game. And I'm not a gamer. That's all. It's not. It wasn't me not being there. I said, I don't do games, man. I don't. I swear. I saw. I was like, oh, he's live. Oh, he's live when I'm on. And it was a game.
You can at least tap in and say hello, my friend. Takes 2 seconds.
Every weekend.
I thought I did. I thought I said hello. If I didn't, I apologize because I thought I said hello.
Right.
But I did see it with the game.
That's fine. Look, I appreciate everyone. Like most of the chat knows what time it is. Me and Critique, we've been doing some Tecmo streams on the Sunday. You're familiar with Tecmo Super Bowl, right?
Yes. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was.
Me and Critique, we play each other on Tecmo Super Bowl Sunday mornings. It's going to be God. What time are we doing? At 9 a.m. your time. So 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, and that would make it 7 a.m. Is it 7 a.m. Pacific?
7 a.m. Pacific.
7 a.m. Pacific. So grab your breakfast, come watch me and Critique talk a lot of shit and chop it up on the Tecmo. And the loser, if you're not into the gaming side of it, at least catch the ending because the loser has to eat a spoonful of Vegemite and then sing a song for everyone to see of the winner's choosing. That's what's on the line.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you want to put them worse, it's Vegemite and that crap Australian beer that everybody was at Foster's. You got to do Vegemite and Foster's. That is
nobody drinks Foster's. That is such a false stigma.
I know.
You can't even get it from the store here.
That's what exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you can get Foster's in the United States, and everybody thinks it's Australian beer. No, it's fucking piss. Nobody in Australia drinks Foster's.
No.
Why do you think they put it in such a big can? They're just trying to get rid of it and put it in such a big can and sell for the same price.
Anyways, I got to get going, gang. That's what we're going to be doing on my side of the fence. Thank you for giving me a chance to plug that. And if I have me on the show, Captain, and Critique, I will see your Vegemite ass there. All right, chat.
Yep.
Take care. Sunday. I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah, I will see you. I will see you. You know it.
Take care.
All right, peace, gang.
Yeah, got it. Be good. Avikazi's out. Jake, you still here? I want hopefully, and remember, I'm going extra. So if you want to come into the show before I leave, because I did 3.5 hours the other day, I'm here. If you want to come in now, because otherwise I'm cutting it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and cut on that.
Avikazi here. Yeah. But it's so good to see you. It's good.
It's good to see you too, man. How have you been throughout all those storms that have been going on down there? Because I see you guys are getting slammed with rain damn near every time I look at the weather station.
Not recently, but I in fact, I was supposed to have, and I see Capitan Rafa is going to be in here next, so we'll bring Rafa in after I say this to you, Critique. Yeah, I got slammed with the Hurricane Milton, and I had a guy come over the other day to do foundation work because I had cracks in the foundation where water came up. And I was supposed to have a contractor come over today to give me an estimate on taking my front room and the other room that's in the front of the house. I got to redo the floor and the other shit that's there. So he'll be here next week because we couldn't quite get it. And then, so once that's done, I'll be good to go. And like I said, I was alluding to this earlier. I got a brand new ramp for my scooter today. So I can leave the house with my scooter, and I won't be walking as much, but at least I will be able to be. I won't be hurting as much. So
Right.
I'll be doing that as well.
I'm glad to see you're doing okay, and everything survived. I'm real happy to hear that, man. Because I'm looking at that hurricane, I was like, man, I hope Captain Jack's all right. Because I noticed your guys' internet. Hell, you didn't go live for almost a week, I believe.
Well, I was also in Kansas during Milton, and that's why Angelo was doing shows for me because I was in Kansas and I needed to do shows. So Vegemite sandwich is men down under panda colamine. It was man down under from the fucking Aussie band. I can't remember the name, but it was a man down under. So that's what it was. That's the song. So anyway, yeah. And again, Critique, are you still in Texas or did you move again?
Yeah, I'm still in Texas, man. I'm still sitting right over here next to Fort Hood, Texas. Not no Fort Cavazos crap. But
Yeah, fuck
Fort
that.
Hood. Yeah. I know it is Fort Hood. That's why in the hell all my friends showed up. They showed up because of Fort Hood. That's all I'll ever know. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm still here. Matter of fact, went and spoke to Scream today. I went and saw him today, and he's doing all right. So yeah, we were actually talking about you earlier, man. And then you decided to jump on the live. I was like, well, shit. Speak of the devil, I'll jump on here and see what he's got to say. But I appreciate you having me on.
I try to be here, and you're welcome anytime. Hey, Mike Sarah's here. Thank you there, Mike. And again, I got to see Panda Colima. Yeah. Thank you. And welcome to the show. You're a name that's new. I'm not saying you're not new, but the name that is new to me. So welcome to, and Wowza. Wowza's a name that for me as well. Thank you, Wowza, for being here. Did the Raiders get better? Yes, we did. We can't get any worse, guys. Seriously.
I would say we got better.
We got better.
I mean, at least until we see the first snap anyway. Let's get some draft picks. We'll find out. Let's get through the draft. We'll find out on whether we're any good or not. I mean,
you got it. Hey, I'm gonna bring Rafa on while you're still here.
What's up, Raph?
Yeah, so you guys can say hi to each other.
Holy Jesus! I just wanted to say it because, well.
That's and again, Critique, be well, brother, and say hi to Scream for me and anybody else over in Fort Hood. I don't know what that fucking name is. It's Fort Hood.
Fort Hood. Yeah, it'll change. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it'll figure out another way to waste our tax dollars and change the size again.
I will say this though: we'll waste tax dollars to make it right.
Yeah, waste tax dollars to make it right.
To make it right. I will say that. Hey, Critique, thanks again, brother. You take care.
Hey, love y'all, man. You guys take care of yourself and don't have a heart attack, Captain. You'll be all right, bro.
I'm trying not to.
Tell the truth
I'm
with
trying not
intensity
to.
and don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid. Always question everything.
Take care, brother.
Later on, brother.
All right. That's Critique, man. Good to see him.
Well,
hey, Rafa, you got to follow that. You got to follow that. I hope you're up for it. I hope you're up for
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah, I know.
Savage is in here. Hey, Twan, you can come in, Twan. And Panda Kolima, semi-new. Thank you. Come in more often, man. And you know, Savage is in here. Twan, Matt
how's it going,
Marinovich is here.
Twan?
Mike Sarah. Good to see everybody. Hey, hopefully you get Twan in here. Kenna, I'm surprised Kenna is in here, but Kenna was working yesterday with the Wild Wild West. DZ's here. I want the show. And wait a second on this, Rafa. I want the show where DZ and Biggie Bronco come in. And so I got those guys, you know, other guys that are, you know, Wild Wild Westers. I know that Richie is the Bronco guy, but I want to see like Biggie Bronco come in with DZ. DZ can come in anytime. And I appreciate everybody here. You know what? I'm doing longer shows because I can. Normally I cut it at 2 hours, but we're at 25. So, Wild West went overtime. Nutty Raider's in here too. Nutty Raider Nate, pop in.
Hey,
okay, so I got to ask Rafa.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Twan, I got you. Maybe another day. Thank you for being in here in the comment section, Twan. You got it. And yeah, we lost Chase. The Chase on went to the Pats. I got to ask you. By the way, Rafa, are you still in the Carolinas?
Yes, it's still in North Carolina. Yes, because right now it feels that we had the earliest spring. Because right now it's completely gone for the winter. So right now we got the earliest spring. Right now we got the early spring.
Okay. Hey, I got them lined up. I got Stifle coming in after you there, Rafa. So I want to hear from you. I'm going to have Stifle the Badger come in after you. And he's giving me a 360. As long as it's a 360 that's not X-rated, brother. Because like I said, I've had the people that do that. I'm not saying you're doing it. Rafa, your views as well. Wowza said the Raiders did not get better. Okay, hey, I will say this, and I'll put that up. We lost Merrick. Well, we got a better safety as far as production. We lost a stalwart leader in Spillane. We lost a stalwart leader in Spillane. We replaced him with another linebacker. So there was a positive for Chin over Merrick. It was a negative for the other kid over Spillane. So that's a wash. That's a wash right there.
Yeah, I understood. I mean, to be
Right,
honest,
we lost. Yeah.
I mean,
We
to be honest,
lost top guys. And there's still time left. Rafa, your opinion of what we need to get next. If Rafa's GM, who we getting, Rafa? That's out there. I need to ask.
yeah, I know exactly, but I understand about the defense, but we just let Robert Spillane walk. I mean, that really hurts, but some of the fans, they don't. I mean, he was like a good piece to have. I mean, that was like the embodiment of the Raider that I still remember. He broke his hand and he was playing like in a few days, have tough as nails, but he was just like a good person, but pretty much like something like a linebacker that glad is kind of money, but he wasn't worth the bid war. But I know that they just wanted to make sure that if we want to something a lot of cheaper, that we're gonna make it happen. I mean, we'll probably turn off like the Green Dot or like Tommy Atchenberg and draft another starter. I mean, he'll like Jim Jihad Campbell will be a great duo, but I mean, that could be happening a lot. But between for the free agency and of course moving out for the draft, I mean, that could be like a lot of shockers on all because people are quick to forget the signing of likes of Corey Littleton and LaMarcus Joyner while they're labeled like free agency winners. I mean, you still remember about that because they, of course, let me get thought about like also those bands because let them work right now. I mean, there's like a lot of the sanctions they had to be active. I mean, damn near the entire defense is gonna be leaving for a free agency, but at very least be active resigning. Because at first I was very I was very excited that Max Crosby got extended because right now he's the heart and soul of the defense of Las Vegas Raiders. And right now we just see like an extended for some players, and then Geno Smith coming up there back to the Pete Carroll system along with Las Vegas Raiders. But it seems that it will definitely this is like the perfect balance. I mean, that will see like to resign, they'll sign a few free agency. I mean, they're just landing the new guys and then wait till the bottom begins to the second and third waves of free agency. I mean, there's like a lot of guys going out for the way that have similar production, much at a lower cost.
Okay. Rafa, I'm gonna Stifle. I'm gonna bring you in about. I'm gonna have Rafa give me what he wants next, and then I'm gonna bring in Stifle, who's gonna talk his Raider stuff. Thank you, there, shipmate. And again, I see wowza. Yeah, we lost 3 good players on our defense, but we will replace them. Obviously, we're gonna replace them, whether it's through the draft or other means. And it's still, like I said, it's March 13th. If it's May 13th, there will be some concern because then the draft would be, we don't know. Rafa, are you okay with what's going on right now?
Yeah, I'm just okay.
Obviously, you're not mad.
No, not very mad at all, because right now it seems that, between for the free agency, I'm not really mad at all, but I feel like very disappointed because we just lost some of the players. But I really understand that after all those comparisons, instead of say, okay, so maybe that's like a good reason that why some of the players, they let him talk, they let it leave. So yeah, I understand about it, but I'm not truly mad at all. I mean, sometimes a little, disappointed for all the free agency, but I'm very good at all.
There you go. And Rafa, like I said, Rafa feels good. I'm okay with it. And I thank you, Rafa. Remember, Capitan Rafuccio. Capitan Rafuccio. I can roll my fucking R's, man. I sound Hispanic, man. I can do that.
Yeah,
shit.
no, I understand.
Tú tienes buena noche y mañana también.
Muchísimas gracias. Okay, saludos. And of course, have a good night. And of course, let's go Raiders. Let's go.
All right. Thanks, Ralph. We got him. Appreciate him being here. Stifle. Shipmate. What's going on? What are your concerns?
Hey, Captain, you pronounce it Stoffel.
Stoffel. Apologies. Stoffel.
Yeah.
Okay, like Schut. It's like so. It's like Schutzstaffel. You know what the Schutzstaffel is, right?
Well, you look at Badger or Stoffel the Badger. Look.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. So what's your Stoffel? Apologies. I fuck things up occasionally for things. And welcome to the show. And Wowza says he's not mad, but I'm concerned. It's March 13th, guys. There's a lot of shit going on there. Stoffel, your thoughts so far? Because who was saying? Somebody said that did we sign CJ Mosley? Did I miss that? I don't know.
I haven't heard anything about we signed CJ Mosley. Happy?
Yeah. Mike Sarah says something about CJ Mosley. Did we sign him? Maybe Mike can come in and talk about that. Mike Sarah? Yeah, CJ Mosley was the linebacker that played at Alabama that I think played for the Ravens. I didn't even know if he was a free agent. Mike got it. Talk to me about that. I'm kind of I don't know what to make of that. Oh no, okay. Oh no, he just wants him in here. Okay, I get you. So if he's available, I take a CJ Mosley. Hey, Stoffel, where are you
thanks
at?
for
brother?
having me, Captain. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you at?
I'm over here in Northern California. You know, like an hour from Lake Tahoe.
Okay, cool. and it's good seeing.
Yeah, there's a
people.
little. It seems like there's a little pause here.
Yeah, there's a little bit. There's a little bit of a break. I apologize. I'll say something, then I'll wait for you. So in NorCal, first off, like I said, who are you looking for? Who is the guy that you want most in free agency that has not come to the Raiders yet? And they're saying that we got money. We got money. Are we getting that guy?
Well, you know, in free agency, I think I was looking at like Bradley, offensive lineman or something. Is he still available?
Well, Mekhi Becton's still available. Jenkins is still available. Cam Robinson's still available. Angelo was on here a couple minutes ago that read a laundry list of offensive linemen that are still available. So those are the big names: Robinson, Becton, Jenkins. Okay, they're available. You're going to pay for them.
Yeah, you know, right now. Yeah, right now, definitely. You know, any of the three guys, honestly, I would hope that we would make a move here in the free agency. But, you know, maybe we'll sit out and wait. Some of these guys are still available later for a little bit cheaper. I was hoping we would do some more free agency moves. Obviously, I think a lot of Raider fans were, and it just didn't happen. But, you know, it looks like we're kind of sitting things out. I'm sure they have a plan from our management scenario, what we're going to do. And they're obviously holding some money back to see who we could get for cheaper, because you can see how our free agency has gone so far. We're not making super big moves or anything. We made a couple nice moves, which I like. I would like to get an offensive lineman if we still make a move in free agency, because, you know, I'm a building the trenches guy. I like what Philadelphia Eagles have done, and you can see they have some playmakers, obviously, some top playmakers, but they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl without having the trenches, offensive and defensive line on both sides dominating. You know, they did you can't stop the old school offensive wedge, from you can't stop it on short yardage situations, which is huge. And then, they got Saquon Barkley and stuff. And then defensively, they just shut down Mahomes. You can see that Patrick was in trouble. And, we've seen him do that a few games. We saw it against the Raiders on Christmas Day when he put the pressure on. You saw it against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. And you saw the pressure what the Philadelphia Eagles just did in this last Super Bowl. And you saw it in the other Super Bowls too, when the Chiefs squeaked out wins over the 49ers and the Eagles before. So you can see that when you build in the trenches, and the Eagles and 49ers both do great jobs at that. And that's one of the reasons why they're, top teams over the years and have been going to these championship games and Super Bowls. So I'm a believer in building in the trenches, but I also like playmakers too. So if you can get the playmakers for a decent deal, but building the trenches over the years, I don't know how the Eagles and Niners flip them too with building guys in the trenches. It almost seems like we need to do some better scouting in that area.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that. And again, I'm an offensive lineman by trade. And I say this as well. And I mean this, and yes, it's fucking egotistical. The offensive linemen are the smartest fuckers on the team historically, because you got to know what's going on with you, what the quarterback's going to do, what the receivers are going to do, what the backs are going to do, what the defense in front of you is going to do when people are moving and shifting. Those guys are the smartest guys, okay? So if you got offensive linemen that are just beyond what compare, and you're big and you're strong and you can do it, that is where your team is, okay? And obviously your defensive line, the staunch guys, they're they throw it. And remember, it's who gets who under the pads. And remember, pad placement and hands wins the game. You have the stalwarts on the line. You have two stalwart lines, you're going to win. And like you said, The Eagles this year had stalwart offensive linemen. They had stalwart defensive linemen, and those guys won. When the Bucs beat the Chiefs, like I said, Alex Kappa was part of that offensive line for the Bucs, and they had great guys on that line. And the defensive line was kicking Mahomes' ass, and that's why everybody was like, oh, shit, the Chiefs got to go out and find 2 tackles. And they did right after the Super Bowl, and they played a little bit better. But there's nothing more satisfying to me than seeing Patrick Mahomes cry. That there's nothing more satisfying to me is when he's all pissed off and you can see that there's tears in his eyes because he sees what's going on. And we can do that. It's going to take a day or a year or two, but we're doing it now. And that's why I said this is ground zero. This is ground zero, not even year zero. Ground zero, year zero, year one will be next year. You got to break the baseline, start the baseline of what you're going to be doing for the next few years. And that's why, like you said, they build through the draft. They build through free agency that's smart moves. And if people are pissed off that we're not going after these big names, wait and see how the team is built. I will say this for about the 5th or 6th time. It is March 13th. We got a lot of things to do yet, and I'm waiting to see. I will be there for the draft, knock wood. I'm going to make a trip up the Eastern Seaboard, I believe. I'm going to try to go over to, from maybe Philly or at most New York or Connecticut, see some people, and then drive back over through Pennsylvania, New York to get to Wisconsin, and that's what I'm looking. So that's what. And Wowza, I'm saying, your brother, I get you. We're all kind of, oh shit, what's going on? But wait till we see what the big picture is. And we got to wait for the big picture. Go ahead there, Stoffel. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I go on long tangents, brother.
Hey, me too. That's what it's about. And honestly, I like doing the long tangents and then listening from my other guy, and we can feed off each other. That's kind of how you do sometimes, and it makes good conversation. So yeah, I agree. I think, however, I think that like I was saying with the Eagles, they're so good at flipping those offensive and defensive linemen so fast. I think that we maybe need a little bit better scouting on the offensive and trenches. And obviously, we, like you said, we are kind of starting from ground zero here with Raider Nation, because you can see how much our management flips. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is. And we're going to have to do it again. That's where we're at. Hopefully we can build season, and we're obviously think our offense is going to be better this year, and I'm hoping our defense will be as good. But right now, I'm not seeing so far from free agency, but I'm hoping we will be as good on defense. The Robert Spillane, I'm just going to be personal about this. Really irked me the wrong way that we let him be available to free agency. I don't understand it. The night before free agency period ended, I put a couple comments out there going, why are we allowing Spillane to hit the free agent market? What are we doing? And I was hoping we could find Spillane. Wah. We don't have him, and we're going to have to move on. But damn, he was a good team captain, and the guy seemed like he got better and better as the games went on and as the season went on. But we're going to have to move on now. I think Roberts is a good pickup at linebacker. It looks like he's got 117 tackles last year. I was looking up some of his numbers and some play, and it looks like he's a damn good baller as well. I think he's not going to be as good as Spillane, but he's definitely going to fill a void. We can build around him, and if we can put defensive pressure from our defensive line, and that's why I'm thinking Mason Graham with pick number 6, from Michigan, just to have that solidified defensive line to keep the pressure on we're facing, because we're facing a lot of good quarterbacks in the AFC West. And we've got to win some games in the AFC West if we want to make the playoffs this year. That's a given. So I'd like to win 3 games out of the 3 to 4 games, 3 minimum in our division this year to make the playoffs. And to do that, we got to put pressure on the quarterback. So to put pressure on the quarterback, we have to have the top defensive pressure guys. And we already got a couple of them in there. Let's add on to it. Let's get Mason Graham. Let's put him on there. I mean, I like Mason Graham. There's other great guys too that you can pick up. And that's my take is win with pressure on defense. And then also we have to have a lot of help in the draft and possibly free agency after with getting 2 more offensive linemen to solidify our offensive line, because if we're, and I would like to pick up a running back and a wide receiver and a linebacker in the draft too, of course, and hopefully we can find some gems there. But without a good offensive line, we're not going to, our running back's not going to find those holes. We're going to average 3.9 yards per carry instead of 5.0. So we need to have a good draft coming up, and we need to solidify in the trenches, find some more playmakers, and hopefully our coaches can take us from there. We got a long way to go, as you said, Captain.
Yeah, and I agree. And all I say is this, and I'm not one of the guys that I need it now. Although if we're going on health, they better fucking win within the next 3 years, okay? Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around. I would like to see another Super Bowl while I'm still kicking, and I'm going to be 60 in, like I said, in about a little over 2 weeks, okay? So if I can get another Super Bowl before I turn 63, that'll be good, I want that. I want when I hit Social Security, which might be earlier because I'm disabled too. But I want to see, something within the next 3 years, because then, God forbid, I will say I saw another one. I got another Super Bowl win. And I've told people this. I don't know if you know this, Stoffel. I said, if I'm not around and the Raiders win a Super Bowl and I'm in the ground, somebody get me a Super Bowl pin or a pennant or a Super Bowl hat, that says Raiders Super Bowl champs, and put it on my gravestone. Okay? That's all I want. I want somebody to recognize me.
Damn right.
And it's probably going to be Florida, so y'all going to have to make a trip, okay? And it'll probably be at a national cemetery, where the veterans are buried, because I'll be buried there for free. It'll probably be at the same one my dad's buried at, which is off of 75. Okay, probably. But y'all bring those pins and hats and pennants and stuff from the Super Bowl win. Hopefully I'll see it alive, but God forbid if I'm not, please bring it over to my gravesite. That's all I ask. That's a nice hat too, by the way.
Damn right it is. Hey, thanks for having me, Captain. I appreciate it. Have a blessing night tonight.
And please come back another time, partner. I'm having more new people on, and I'm enjoying it. I'm almost up at 2,300 subscribers. Maybe I'll get, I don't know if I'm going to meet that rarefied air of, and I won't even say who they are. Those people who that are Raider YouTubers that have like 7, 8, 12,000. I don't think I'm going to get that, because I like the shows I do because they're individual shows where we're talking and we're enjoying that shit. You get too many, that's great, but I still like the environment and the camaraderie of people having conversations one-on-one.
Yeah, so do I. I just kind of got my channel started. I was doing some other DoorDash BS and stuff, but I got a little funny videos. I think I got one Raider video on there about a Devontae Adams catch where, you know, we got screwed in that game against the Chargers and they came back and beat us a couple years ago. But, you know, hey, I appreciate it, Jack, and holler to the nation for me. You guys in the chat. You guys all have a great night. You know, I love Raider Nation, and I'm a diehard Raider fan. My dad was, and, you know, he's no longer with us anymore, but he loved the Raiders. You know, I think the last Super Bowl that we won, I must have been like 3 or 4 years old. So it sure would be nice to see a Raiders Super Bowl, man, even in my lifetime. Come on now. It's due.
You got it. You got it. And again, Stoffel, thanks for coming in, sir. I appreciated some new takes, and you're welcome anytime. Everybody's welcome, but I appreciate you coming in.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. That's Stoffel. And I'm making sure that I'm saying this correctly. It's Stoffel. Like Stoffel. I'm sorry. It's Stoffel. Because I said it's like Schutzstaffel, SS. I know who the SS is. I'm a fucking Jew. You better know who the fucking SS is. So Stoffel. I'll get it. And I agree with Panda Kolima. I think I said that right. Had the officials fucking called the game correctly, the last play would have been a do-over. Not a fucking give fucking Kansas City the ball. And yes, I will say that Carlson fucked us over. Yeah, Angelo, over 2 hours. Over 2 hours. This is the second program in a row. I think it's because it's the enjoyment of the what do you call it? The undrafted, unrestricted free agency. I'm gonna cut it at 3, so I got about 9 minutes to go. But thank you for being here, everybody. We went over 2. We're almost up at 3. I'm gonna go to bed because the doctors tell me I need to get rest. And I need to elevate my legs. And I need some sleep. So I'm going to do that. But I tell you this, I mean this. I thank you for keeping me in the game mentally. I thank you for doing this because it's very important to me. I will say this one last time as well. I led with it last time. I'm ending with it this time. If you are not a member of the Black Hole, please get your membership with the Black Hole. Go to theblackhole.com. This is the year. This is the 30-year anniversary of the Black Hole. There's going to be so much positive things this year. The season opener is going to be fabulous. There's going to be entertainment, fabulous. Up and down Vegas, up on Fremont area, down at Mandalay Bay, over at the Carnival Court, okay? There's going to be shows and activities, and there is a Black Hole store coming. Get your membership your membership will be on an app. You heard that right, an app, the Black Hole app. You won't have to show your Black Hole membership card anymore. It'll be on your phone, your app. I'm a member of the Black Hole. Get your Black Hole memberships. If you want to be in my chapter, I would love to have you. Seriously, go to theblackhole.com. Say, I am in the Tampa Bay chapter. The Tampa Bay chapter. And you can say you're with me because I appreciate that. But this is the year. The app has a lot of positive things on it. When you buy on the app, basically you're going to get your credits that you can use for other Black Hole items. You remember, as a Black Hole member, you get discounts from your chapter for the different things. The Black Hole store, like I told you about, is going to be up there. There will be a ticket sell. where Raider members will sell tickets to Raider members, and at less cost than what you get from the other guys. Ticketmaster can suck my yad. Raider fans sell tickets to Raider fans on the Black Hole app. And we're looking for you to get your membership. It's going to be fabulous. Go to theblackhole.com, click on it. I'm going to have a QR code pretty soon. I'm going to put it on my show. Click on the membership. Say you're a member of the Tampa Bay chapter of the Black Hole. Come visit with us. And I enjoy all of you. That's why I'm here. As a sports fan, as a Raiders fan, as an over 50-year fan of the Oakland, Los Angeles, Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders. They'd be the Timbuktu Raiders, and they're going to get mine. And there are people that don't buy items that say Las Vegas Raiders. I get it. But I was living in Philadelphia as a kid, and I had Oakland Raiders stuff. I lived in Philly. The Raiders are the Raiders are the Raiders. It doesn't matter to me, honestly. It doesn't matter to me where they are. They are the Raiders. It is the shield. It's the name. It's the pirate and the cross swords. So get your membership at theblackhole.com. Click on the code. Say you're a member of the Tampa Bay chapter. There will be activities on away games. There's going to be away game fun. And after every home game, we will have a get-together at Slice of Vegas, which is right near the stadium. I will be leading the area there. I will be doing my broadcast there. We're going to have prizes. And hopefully I can even give away some prizes from those that are like in line or online. But there's going to be prizes. Go to the after party, the Slice of Vegas, great pizza, great Mexican food, good times with your fans of Raider Nation. Come see us, come out, and I can't wait to see you out there. But we will be back. Today is what, Thursday? I'll be back Sunday. But I will also be on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll be on with the New England Booster Club and Jeff. Jeff LaFontaine, cap ain't disabled in the sack. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm mad. Look, I'm going to let the defense go. I got you, Wowza, but give us some charm, boy. Johnny's there. Good to see you, Johnny. Stoffel there, and yeah, hi. Flyers won. Yes, they did. It was good. Silver Smoke's in here again. Twan's in here. I'm sorry I missed on these things. Much love to you as well. 30th anniversary of the Black Hole. You got it. The Raiders need to start winning games first. I get you. Who's lying? Wow, did you avoid the Steelers propaganda? Yes, I did. I lived in Philly, brother. I live in Philly. I live in Kansas, surrounded but no one but Casey and Wowza. I used to work. I worked at Fort Leavenworth up until February of this year. You guys saw me. I was there doing time at Leavenworth at the job. But come on in. Become a member of the Black Hole, theblackhole.com. Get your membership. And say you're a member of the Tampa Bay chapter. I can't wait to see you. I'll see you on Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, over on the hopefully on this channel, and I'll push it, but definitely on the New England Raider Booster channel. So take care, everybody. We'll see you Saturday and then on Sunday. We'll see ya. Yeah. How did I avoid it? I just fucking closed my ears. Panda Kalima. It's easy.